buddies? It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington.
And I'm Gail Bennington.
And who's that with you?
Oh, who's this? Oh, that's Juju.
Oh, hey, Juju. She's been doing radio lately.
Yeah, she's trying to get into it.
Yeah,
I kind of see her as an intern.
I think of her more as a podcaster because that's where the young people are taking this. I just want to do a podcast where it's just like me and my friends.
Right.
And I do my friends' podcast.
Good idea.
And then their friends' podcast.
Although her generation, she's going to be on some new shit. They're going to be like virtual reality shows.
It is, I predicted last year the Oculus was going to take off, and it has not yet. But, you know, I want to be inside that whole crazy world.
Yeah. I don't know why, but Dean Meminger of New York One did have the VR headset on.
Well,
He's
I'll
like, this
tell you
is
why,
happening.
because the fucker's edgy. That's why. You know what I mean? He's next level shit. Ding.
I don't think there's anything more enjoyable than local news. And I love that everyone has it and everyone has their own weird shit.
Yeah. There's always some guy that no one can figure out why he's the guy. You know what I mean? He has no more talent than anyone else, and he's the guy. And they get him to show up at schools like he's a celebrity.
Dean Meminger is my favorite because he has an accent that doesn't exist anywhere else, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which is like a strange New York accent, but it doesn't really sound like anyone else I know. And he'll just be like, good news for strap hangers.
Oh, yeah, he's like that documentary, that Long Island documentary.
Oh, yeah.
He's part of that family.
Father wanted me to go to college.
But I wanted to do New York One.
Mother wanted me to come out in a kimono. We had quite a fight.
You know who started out on New York One was Anderson Cooper. And I forget where he was, maybe like El Salvador or something, and he just flew down there and just started sending them tapes. I'm like, okay, we'll run some of it.
This kid knows what he's doing.
Yeah, this Vanderbilt kid.
Young buck.
He grew up, of course, super rich. Super rich.
Yeah.
Where, you know, Chris just grew up in poverty.
Weird, strange poverty.
I don't know. I don't know if we should be calling people in poverty weird and strange.
I think I could say it's like my thing. Like if I was impoverished growing up.
Right, but what makes it weird?
Probably my parents and their drugs.
Oh, little radio show. All right, it is the Bennington Show. Coming on a little later on in the show is two of our all-time favorites, Sam and Joe, and we try never to have them separately. The weird thing is we had booked Joe, and then Sam needed to come in, and we're just like, we can't have you with another person.
It seems weird not to.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, like, if we would have Joe, he's still doing Sam jokes, even if Sam's not there.
He can't defend himself.
Yeah. And I think we might put together a pop quiz for them today. Pop quiz, hot shot. All right, it is a Wednesday. Already Wednesday because it was a short porch. Thanks to Martin Luther King Day. This got sent to me as the perfect Chris Stanley story. And it's the IRS is on his tail. So John McAfee flees the USA and will run a presidential campaign from his boat.
This is the best.
Yeah.
I'm voting for him. I'm in the Reform Party, but I'm going to vote for him.
I was for him as soon as he found out he liked to be shat upon. Down in, where was he, Belize?
He was in Belize, I think, and on Honduras,
and just
too.
these really unbeautiful girls. He would give money to shit on them.
Yeah, but you don't know how great their poop looks.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I wouldn't think too good. I'm going to be totally honest.
Now, didn't he even have like a little special chair? Like they had a poopy chair so he could get underneath it.
Yeah, it was just a nice bench with a hole in it, you know? And then he played the part of the turlet.
Well,
but he's in trouble over the Bitcoin because he's, moving stuff around without including the government.
Yeah.
And they want a piece every time there's a transaction.
And he tried to start his own called Shitcoin.
That's just not true. That part we could be sued from a boat.
And you could buy poops with it.
Yeah. We understand. Shit and poop.
He was also getting paid to promote other cryptocurrencies, like $200,000 from the tweet.
Did you say crypt walk currencies?
Cryptocurrencies. And you get paid $200,000 just buy this cryptocurrency. It's the future.
Who's going to give him $200,000? Who's going to listen to poop for him? If I'm wrong, don't poop on me. He's fucking a wild man. And this, I believe, is the big story going around today. They're going to do somewhat of a prequel to The Sopranos. And it's about Newark during the time of the 1960s when there was riots going on. So the Tony Soprano is going to be played by James Gandolfini's son.
Oh my God, look at he has his eyes.
And I have to say, normally I'm against this kind of stuff, but in this case, I'm with it 100%.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% for this. Look at, he does look like a tiny Gandolfini.
Now, this is, to me, and Vito, you're the big Sopranos watcher, right?
I love The Sopranos.
Okay, when was Tony Soprano's youth? What was his music?
I believe it's the 60s.
It's the 1980s.
It's the 80s?
If you watch that, when this came on, he was like 40 years old or something. And everything that he was into music-wise was 80s music. So there's no way he'd be around in the 60s,
Right.
Because James Gandolfini died at what age, Chris?
He was, I think, 48.
Was he that young?
Oh, my God.
So his time, let's see, what year was he born?
61.
All right, so if he was born in 61, if he was, 8 in the 1960s, this guy looks like he's 20,
Right.
his son. So I think we have a timeline problem.
There is an issue with that.
Yeah. But I guess we can all forgive it.
Did you watch The Deuce this season?
No.
Oh, he was on The Deuce. He was,
The Deuce is the John McAfee story.
Because it means poop, right?
Yeah. How was he?
Personally, I thought he was not very great on the show.
You thought he was stiff?
I thought he was kind of stiff. He was, remember Zabaka from The Wire? He was that guy's son. He ran a whorehouse.
Yeah, those details don't help us know whether he's a good actor or not.
This casting seems like nepotism. Fascinating.
I'm fully against nepotism. And so's Juju.
And so's Ivanka Trump. He likes that ball, huh? She likes to play around with it. Good for her.
She's going to be a soccer player. Yes, she is. Yes.
She's going to be a little soccer player. Chris made sure he put the nepotism line in there,
Yeah, he tried to get me, but he doesn't know. I'm on his side.
Shit.
I never know what to do on these days because it's dish day, and I feel like I would be taking something from the
You don't want us to be
dish.
hungry later.
Yeah. All right, Vito.
Great
You're
Chris
like a
Brown
drunk
story,
person.
Ron.
Yeah. you're like a drunk person. Hey, Bill in Ashbury, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Bennington, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good. I got to see Intern Connor's Mother Leeds band the other night here in Asbury Park.
How were they?
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
I saw him. What a front man he is,
Oh,
Like
yeah, man.
heart.
He fucking turns it on. We got to try to get him in later this week.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I have not seen him in forever.
And, the Ashbury Park thing is blowing up in a big, big way. Everything Springsteen wanted it to be is now happening after 40 years.
Yeah, my rent's going up by like $150 a month.
Yeah, every month from this point on.
The first time I went to Asbury Park, I had serious deja vu. And I know I'm almost positive it was my first time ever there, unless I was there when I was really tiny. But it was like every street looked familiar, the buildings looked familiar. It was really, really a weird sensation.
Yeah, it's even when it was like totally run down, it always had a good feeling about it to me. And I used to date this girl from there named Sandy. Sandy. All right, talk to you later, man. Thanks, dude. We're gonna try to get him to pop in. I know he's got new stuff going down. Hey, Michael in Kansas City. Yeah.
How about those Chiefs?
Well, you had a hell of a year, right? You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it had to be heartbreaking, and it's a shocker when it ends. But you got a lot to cheer of, and now the word is you're getting a new defensive coach, which I didn't think that he'd want to not be the head coach.
Yeah, Rex Ryan seems when he got out of the NFL, I think he got offered other defensive jobs, but he wouldn't take them. He refused. That's why he wouldn't start commentating.
Why didn't he try to give it to his brother, who he brought in as his defensive coach and fucking struggled?
He did terrible.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yeah. What can we do for you, buddy?
Yeah, well, I'll support you on the Chiefs. I think we got a good future, and I think this is a hot job. I mean, I think anybody be ridiculous not to come to Kansas City to take on the defensive coordinator position. But I didn't call for the Chiefs. I called because I just heard a little baby talk there, and I swear to God, I think you've got a Adam Sandler match there. Her voice was
yeah, she nailed it.
I mean, that was almost creepy.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Considering how feminine I am.
Well, that's why I've always thought that shampoo was better.
Shampoo is better. It makes the hair nice and clean. No, conditioner is better. It makes the hair silky and smooth.
I thought I heard Adam Sandler. I was right. Yeah. I did.
Just the genius. Just the genius. Mr. Adam Sandler. Yes, you have a ball on the floor. You got your book on the floor. Making a little home out of this. Yeah. Now, why would Hard Rock Johnny not be on the hotline where he's always been? Why is he on the regular line?
Because of the phone issues from yesterday, the hotline's not working.
Not only did we not have any phones working yesterday, I never brought it up, but the entire building did not have phones working.
Yeah, nobody had it. It's very creepy.
If we're not going to have something here, it should be Wi-Fi. So let's go over and see our friend Hard Rock Johnny.
Johnny. Oh, yes. Love the Johnny.
That's good H2O, Johnny. I can't do it. I tried.
I'd first like to say that if Rex Ryan were to get that job, it would be like watching the natural disasters on the sideline with Tugboat and Earthquake with those two.
You do a lot of fat jokes for a guy who just defeated him.
recently thin. I'd also like to congratulate Chris Stanley on making some great radio inadvertently yesterday.
Well, how was that?
Playing that song with Bobby Kelly in studio.
Oh God,
that was bad.
I called it. I was listening to the show and I said he's going to play this song and Bobby's going to get upset.
Yeah, anyone would. Anyone who understands how this game. And I was getting texts late into the night last night, just really upset about it.
But it made great radio, Chris. Good job. Yeah. You knew.
Yeah, failure is the best kind of radio. It really is. No one ever likes something at work. It's true.
I'd like to congratulate you for having one of your favorite pitchers make it to the Hall of Fame.
Holiday. You know what is so funny about Mariano getting the 100% too? Is like my whole life. We've waited for the 100%. And now they came in, it's no big deal. Nope. It doesn't feel any better. It just feels like, why are we letting these nerds, you know what I mean? These fucking stat nerds that make us feel whether we feel good or bad about ourselves.
Sometimes it feels best to want for something. No, I know. Get it.
And what I kind of hate now is like we're never going to... It's like when Kiss got into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
That ended that. And now the Hall of Fame is no big deal. You know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is no big deal anymore. It was a big deal when they kept people out, you know? It's like sharing Coke. You don't want to do it because everyone's like, this Coke isn't good. But when you're in the bathroom doing it and with the door locked, everyone's like, he's got the fucking world's best Coke in there.
Just let me in. Let me have a little Coke.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
A tasty Coke for me.
I love when fucking Tweaker, Adam Sandler, a little bit of Coke. There's never really been an Adam Sandler movie where he just rolled up a fucking $100 bill and just did a couple of fat rails.
It would have made sense in Big Daddy, I think. They should have wrote that in.
Okay, Big Daddy works for me.
The giant apartment.
And the Anger Management, or whatever that one was called, with Jack Nicholson. A little bit of Coke.
Happy Gilmore seemed like a guy who would have been doing a lot of coke.
Okay, enough,
All right.
Chris. You're just fucking running with this.
He didn't actually do coke, Chris.
Like the character.
You can say it about any character that you want. Waterboy should have fucking had a big fat bag of coke. Everyone is trying to get me to watch this fire documentary.
Yeah, me too.
And my thing is this. I would imagine anyone who wanted tickets to that has a right to be fucking ripped off. You know what I mean? Whatever fucking dude bro was going to go to this stupid, shitty fucking show.
Who was the promised main act?
Blink 182, Major Lazer, and Ja Rule. I
Thank
just
you.
watched it last
Now,
night.
would you get on a
What year
fucking
is this?
plane for that shitty show?
I saw Blink 182 at the Warp Tour, dudes. It's over.
This was like thousands of dollars for dude bros. And I'm like, I know it was going to be shit even if it worked out great. Even if he delivered everything, he was perfect.
Yeah, the people like the festival goers that were profiled in at least I saw the Netflix documentary. They were all just like nerd. They were nerdy douchebags, and they were acting so.
Were they nerds or douchebags?
They were both
Can't be
somehow.
both.
Are they dude bros or nerds?
They were dude bro nerds. It was a fucking combination of the two.
Yeah, you can't have that.
I'm confused by that. I feel
the
like
dude bros should be punching the nerds in the back.
These were like guys who worked at startups who had way too much money and thought they saw the ads for this, that this is what I want to do.
what you're talking about is King of the Nerds, and King of the Nerds is the worst personality there is.
Give me
So
that.
that's the nerdy guy who's also like, yeah, I banged her. She's pretty cool. And he's lying. She's all right. You're okay. That's part of learning.
That's exactly who these guys reminded me of.
Oh, so you're trying to... What are you doing vaping around the baby?
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my God!
That's why
Stop
the
it,
baby's
Chris.
crying.
That's part of learning.
You blowing vape in the baby's face.
Yes.
Mango, it's sweet.
Into the baby's lungs.
That's
Or
horrible.
she wants her ball.
I know. There you go. Pick it up.
Like a claw game.
That's my favorite game to play with her.
Pick it up.
I play claw.
But everything's made out of this fun, easy to grab thing. Like with her truck had that as the roof. I was cracking up. Holiday.
I would like to come in and babysit for a day if you guys.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think you can,
Fun.
Johnny, if you bring some food and dessert and what I mean?
I could do all dessert's always part of the
She
meal.
loves
Come on.
sweets.
It's been a long time
Yeah.
since Johnny's come in with the omelet fucking thing. Remember when
Can't have omelet.
Just no
Omelet.
peas for her, please.
she had a horrible day today? Gail tried to give her peas. And I think she wants chocolate pudding.
She said,
Bring
peas
some.
hold.
Peas hold.
Please hold.
She's been coming to work a lot because Nanny is doing doula stuff.
Yes.
Doula, doula, doula. Johnny, who you picking in the big Super Bowl?
I'd like to see the Rams win it just so it's not the Patriots, but I don't see it happening.
I got news for you. I'm getting bored of seeing the Patriots lose. I like to see them win and break it up a little
one.
bit.
Back on top.
Yeah. Luckily for them, they're not playing the team from the NFC East because they cannot beat the East. By the way, I never even brought this up to you guys. The NFC East are the baller yachters of the whole fucking thing. Now the Redskins have a $150 million yacht.
Yeah, and with an IMAX movie theater in it.
Who wants that?
I have no idea. And it's so much less money than Jerry Jones's fucking yacht, so I feel like why even buy it?
It's $150 million.
I understand. But the guy,
But you're looking down on that because someone else spent $350 million?
Dan Snyder's an idiot for spending only $100 million. If he would have bought a $400 million yacht, that would have made sense. But the IMAX theater is so stupid. You're on a yacht. Why do you want to watch a movie inside IMAX theater? Watch it on land.
Well, I mean, how many?
What are you gonna do? Just watch the water? Like you need entertainment.
The only thing I'd be watching on that yacht is Jaws. Everyone's like, "Fuck, not here, man."
You don't think this could happen in real life, do you?
And then I would just have like one of my many fucking employees go down and just hit something like there was a giant Jaws. But all right, Johnny. Talk to you later, my friend.
All right, later,
Tomorrow
boys
with
and
the
girls.
omelet station.
You got it.
Hey, it's our buddy G-Man. Hey, G.
How about it?
Hey, buddy.
How about it?
Hey, Ron, Gail used the term deja vu, and it reminded me of a pretty embarrassing moment I thought you might enjoy.
Oh, I heard you did.
Yesterday, I'm in my house. I'm walking upstairs, and I get halfway up the staircase. I stop. My wife's behind me. I go, holy shit. She goes, what? I said, I just had a menage a trois. You what? I said, I just had a menage a trois. She goes, I think you meant deja vu. And I went, oh, fuck.
You know, the funny thing is, no one even uses the term menage a trois.
No.
It's all three-way now.
Three-way, threesome, devil's triangle.
Mm. I thought that meant just something that was fun.
A fun drinking game?
Yeah, a fun drinking game that everybody played. All right, talk to you later, bro. My favorite thing about that judge is when he had to admit that he never even got laid until he was like 27.
And now that he's in, it's just like we all just know that.
Yeah. Nerdy virgin dick. Oh, the kid with that they were called the maggot teen was on the Today Show today. And you're just saying how young and dumb. And,
Yeah.
And no one, I fucking can't stand the news. No one has figured out that the black Israelites are like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
They're not scary.
They're not.
They're only scary if you don't know them. It's like going through a haunted house. You know what I mean? But if you turn on the lights, you're like, oh, that's just a little kid fucking yelling at me.
Yeah, they're profiling them, like finding like the leaders of the movement and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're going to do that to Proud Boys, you might as well do it to the black Israelites.
Sure. Just check them out. See what's up.
Here's the truth about the black Israelites. There's two truths. They're way harder on black people. They really yell at black people for being fucking, sheep. And two, you'll stop, you'll watch them, you're like, this is fucking amazing. And within 5 minutes, you're like, this is the dullest thing I've ever seen. They're already repeating themselves. Hey, JT, what's up?
Gail called the shit poop.
Old man Bennington called the shit poop.
844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Just says turn into a salute to Adam Sandler for a really no apparent reason.
Oh, so sorry to interrupt. Poofy.
This was like having lunch with Gail when she was a little kid. As if I didn't see the same movie.
Remember the part where he was like, oh, yes, want to touch tiny.
The truth is like Adam Sandler was like the first like non-kids movie that my kids wanted to watch over and over. And it was those Adam Sandler movies, the first three probably, and the Jim Carrey movie.
Yes.
And you guys were way more into Pet Detective than ever Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber seems to be the one that has won out the nostalgia game.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. And like Dumb and Dumber, but the Pet Detective was the best.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura was the funniest thing to me as a kid.
And Ace Ventura too.
I don't think I had and by the way, the sequel held up.
Yeah.
And I still stand by that.
You went back and watched it?
I went back and watched it last year, and I was like, I must have been wrong. I must have just been a kid who was just like, I love him so much, I'll never say anything against him. But I watched it, and I was like, this shit is still hilarious.
We lived in Florida where you're always jumping in a car and then having to cool it off. And literally every day of my life, I'd have to hear,
kind of hot in these rhinos.
And I'd be like, oh, yeah, just like the last time we got in the car. But that was one of the funniest physical scenes when he was pushing himself out of the fake rhino being born. Watching near that pole. She does? Yeah. She needs a little, like, a playpen here that we keep in the office, and then that way when she doesn't come in, Vito can use it.
Oh, he would love that. Imagine how
for
cute.
His snacks. For his fat snacks.
Just made me hungry for some fat snacks.
I would watch Captain Ron and Clifford every night.
Clifford is fantastic. That is such a good movie.
And that was a giant bomb, and they turned on him, and he didn't even get to make movies after that. Do you know that? That was like the end of the run for him.
It doesn't make any sense because, okay, I get that it's an absurd premise and it shouldn't work, but it's a fucking hilarious movie. And what's the actor's name who plays his uncle?
Charles Grodin.
So funny.
Well, Charles Grodin has always been one of the greatest, meanest fucking people ever. He used to go on Letterman and be so mean to Letterman, and it was just fucking hilarious because no one used to want to fuck with the host. But he always would do this thing. He goes, when I was 21 years old, I was, you'll play the part of David Letterman. And, your thing is you were in college. When I was 21 years old, I was given a contract, exclusive contract with the Johnny Carson shows. He didn't want me to do any other talk shows. And at 21, I had an exclusive contract with Johnny Carson. What were you doing at age 21?
Well, I was in college.
College? I had an exclusive contract with Johnny Carson, and now you're bringing up college? I would feel embarrassed if I was you. And he was just such a prick, and it would just be fucking... You ever see Lonely Guy with Steve Martin? It was another bomb movie. It was about living in New York City and being a lonely guy, right? And Charles Grodin was his lonely friend. None of you guys saw this?
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. And it's really fucking funny. Earl, you've seen it?
I saw it when I was like 15 or so. But
have you held on to any memory?
Not a lot of it.
I'm going to ask you guys this. What is the number one suicide bridge in New York City, according to this movie?
I would say the Brooklyn Bridge.
The Queensboro Bridge.
The Manhattan Bridge.
Really?
Shittiest of bridges going to Manhattan.
Why do people hate the Manhattan Bridge? It's got the train on it. I think it's one of the most beautiful bridges to look at night.
I do enjoy going over it, but I think it's like little sister to the Brooklyn Bridge in many ways.
But I mean, it's despised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's despised. As if it committed a crime.
People are like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, we need both.
Yeah.
We need both.
Shut it down.
And I love seeing the train go over the bridge at night.
That's interesting. What bridge would you pick? Verrazano's got the height.
Yeah, and there's also, the Saturday Night Fever thing, which is, nice and historic.
I feel like GW got the best view.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I think GW is probably number one.
Yeah, because it looks really it looks dangerous.
Also, one night when I was on the air, there was a guy on the GW bridge who called us and said, I'm jumping off and all. And we just put him with our phone screener because we had done that kind of shit before. And this was like late at night. You know what I mean? Like we talk people into not killing. And it's so long. And we're just like, well, Mikey is going to talk to you. It was Mikey D. Mikey D stayed on with hours.
Oh my
with
God.
The guy.
And then would you just check in with Mikey? Like, how's he doing?
No, he would come in and yell it. And he'd go, so far, everything's good. He's calling his sister. And we're like, who?
We had forgotten about it already.
Can you imagine that you're so cynical that you don't want to do the bit to talk somebody down? Everyone in the history of radio has talked someone that were like, I took a bunch of pills earlier. Hey, stay on the line with me, man. I've been through some shit myself. So stupid.
You know what bridge? I would pick that little one that connects Roosevelt Island to the little red
adorable.
one.
That's a nice bridge.
Because I think I might survive.
I don't know. That East Rivers gets a lot of weird currents in it. Here, she looks tired.
Yeah,
you want
she
to put her
does.
with me for a little while?
Yeah, I might put her down for a nap.
You haven't had a chance to sit down all day again. She's choking. Does she do that to get your attention?
Yeah, she does. The other day I was coming back on the train, and I was holding her, and this woman was watching me. She was reading a book, and she's like, "Oh, what a cute baby!" And then she went back to her book, and so she wanted her attention, and she just started being like, and the woman looked really concerned, turned back to her book, and put her scarf over her mouth as though I had brought a diseased baby onto the train.
Say fucking outbreak.
Instead of explaining to her, like, oh no, she just wants your attention, I was like, oh, I can enjoy the privacy. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let her think that I have a sickly child.
Oh, poor thing. I hate when I'm close to nap time too. I fell asleep in our meeting yesterday, and then later I fell asleep in my desk chair in front of a computer.
Oh no!
Just on my hands. And I'm like, oh, I must have a terrible fucking brain problem. Here was my favorite thing all week with her. You let her drink out of a water glass, and she tries to hold the water glass herself. And the way she was slurping that water, because she doesn't, when you're a little baby, you just get milk, nothing else, right?
Exactly. That was like pretty much your first time trying it.
But I was thinking about this, and whether it's a true or false. Anybody can jump into this if they want. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Is water delicious? Would water be considered delicious?
Interesting.
I mean, refreshing, yes. But I was thinking she made, like when I would keep watching her do that thing, and then I would get up and get myself a glass of cold water.
All right. I am going to jump in here, and I'm going to make the case that yes, it is delicious, because I think that you can taste the difference between good and bad water. Right? So you taste something that is like you're not used to, that has too much like iron or something that just is not really your thing.
I'm going to go the opposite direction.
You like it?
I think
water.
Spring iron water is my favorite taste in the world, because we had a well at our cottage, and that was always been my favorite water. And when it's really irony,
right?
You know, I'm not just. It's not. I just don't like irony in my storytelling. I also love it in my water, and I think it just tastes fantastic.
But okay, so the other day I had a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else was having a glass of sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
I finished my water. I was thirsty. I took a sip of their sweet tea and immediately just felt like so much thirstier, like the thickness of it. And I was like, this is offensive. What I was tasting before was good, and now this has offended my senses.
Yeah, because sugar stuff like a Coke will make you more thirsty.
It does.
Rather than less. You need those?
No. Fine.
So, but when I was a kid and, you know, I was in the suburbs, and then we would go, you know, like the class trips, we'd all put on our MAGA hats and we'd head in to Philadelphia. And their water that was in the city of Philadelphia at the time tasted like a rusty robot pissed in your mouth. It was the worst sulfury smell. Like it came out of the fucking devil's fucking nutsack. You ever taste like sulfury water?
Yes.
You would get that in Florida too.
Yeah. It's farts. It tastes like farts.
Yeah, Saratoga has like springs like that, where it's that exact type of water.
Fart water.
Fart water.
Are you saying that you don't like spring water? Because this is the first I've ever fucking heard.
But some springs can be sulfury.
I've never had a sulfury spring. Here was a weird thing about a spring. When I was a kid, we would walk over into I think it was either Brookhaven or Aston, and there would be a place that was called Flat Rock, right? And it was a place that there was like the small waterfalls and then a swing, and you would go off the swing and have to hit about an 8-foot spot that was deep enough to go off the spring.
Oh my God.
But we would go up further, and there was like this little place that looked like a fucking creek where the water was coming down and over a couple of rocks. And the kids, and we were like middle school, they all said, "Oh, that's a spring. This water's safe." Like it's in the middle of fucking woods near the suburb. and we would just go there because we would ride our bikes and just be gulping this fucking creek water. And I never once got sick, but now I have to think that couldn't have been a spring. This had to just be something that people lie about. Hey, Andrew in Nebraska.
Hey guys, Gail, that baby, it sounds absolutely adorable. Congratulations.
Yeah,
to
she
be
is
happier for
adorable.
you. When I was in high school, we would do 2-a-days, and I was living in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's 110 degrees. The sun's beating down on you. No clouds for shade, and having water breaks was the best tasting thing I'd ever had water-wise.
Well, yeah, because
it's just cold water. That's all it was.
I feel like it's just refreshing because that's what your body needs.
No,
you don't enjoy the taste on your lips, your tongue, your mouth. That's what we're talking about here. The taste of water can be delicious.
It was.
It's not. Yes, it is refreshing. There's no doubt about it. But it's also, I believe, delicious. And yet some people find it to be totally tasteless. Hey, Laurie, how you doing, darling?
I'm doing well. We were actually just here at the house drinking some water when you guys started talking about this, and we think water is delicious.
Yeah.
So, Zoe, do you think water is yummy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she sounds so grown.
She is grown up now.
Do you think water's tasty when there's ice in it? Do you like when there's ice in the water? She's just fascinated because someone opened up a cup of water for her, took the sippy cup off, and now she's drinking out of the bottle.
But I bet once she gets the grape soda, she'll never want to water again.
That's not a thing that's going to happen.
Never going to happen.
We are thinking, she's going to reach an age where we will let her have, the in-house made, blueberry syrup, seltzery, homemade soda.
Well, that's what Vito's into, his fresh seltzers.
Yeah, the soda stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a Gerolsteiner girl myself. The minerals added, imported from Germany.
Uh-huh.
That's good stuff. That's my fancy water.
All right. Thanks, Laurie. 844-ROCK-GOD, 844-ROCK-GOD. Chris Stanley, so far the only person on the team who refuses to call water delicious.
No.
But we haven't heard from Vito or Earl yet. They're pondering it, and they're actually in a corner right now discussing it with each other. Chris in Oklahoma.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Fiji is damn delicious, but I live pretty close to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Mountain Valley spring water comes from, and they have public springs there, and you can taste the difference in the water from spring to spring. There's
Chris,
different
do you
minerals in
taste
it.
the difference in waters at all? Is there a difference on bottled water and tap water to you? Or is it 100% the same?
It's all the same to me. It's water.
Let's go over here to nice, short and tight. That's why I admire Chris Stanley. He's not going to fucking waste words. Todd in Georgia.
Oh, God, the best time you ever have water is the middle of the night. You wake up thirsty, it's the best you'll ever have.
I always thought the cold water when you're hungover was one of the great experiences in life. Also, I can easily drink a quart of water in one sip. And I despise people who can't pull that off. Vito, you look like you've thought it over. You've come up with the idea.
I love water. I don't even drink soda really anymore. I just drink water.
How about tea, iced tea?
Don't love iced tea, like hot tea only.
Weird.
I'm a weird guy.
Yeah.
So when it comes to water, I feel like it's either tasteless or terrible. And I specifically bring up the Dasani Water Company. It's by far the worst water I've ever drank.
I disagree.
Really? I think it has the consistency of hand sanitizer, and it's just makes me more thirsty.
Do you understand what the term consistency means?
It feels,
You're
thick.
saying it's thick as hand sanitizer.
You're saying it's viscous.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? You're setting yourself up for a lawsuit, my friend.
I'm sorry.
Because that is delicious H2O.
I hate Dasani with a passion. Now,
You okay?
I'm great. I just had something stuck in my throat.
Now, is there any reason that you want to dress like Bluto from the Popeye series?
No, I just tie my hair back because I don't have time to dry it every day.
Gail, what did we notice yesterday with Chris Stanley?
Yesterday with Chris Stanley?
Taryn, he had his hair tied back when we saw in the hall.
I'm totally shocked.
He had about a 1-inch fucking ponytail going. And now Vito, the day after, has a 1-inch ponytail.
If you noticed yesterday, you did not see my hair hanging out. He started wearing beanies last week, and I've been wearing beanies.
Winter.
All right, easy, babe. Baby's in here.
What year?
You just screamed it's fucking winter. We don't put the F-bomb before the seasons, except for the heat of August. And then we call that fucking ball sweat August.
Look, this guy didn't wear beanies for years. You all knew that. You've all seen him. I started wearing beanies a lot 3 months ago.
Yeah.
3 months ago, I started wearing beanies.
Baby's getting a little sleepy, and we're trying to lay her down.
Started wearing beanies 3 months ago.
That's too low.
Yeah, and that's almost sexual, like the way he said it.
I know. And his nipples are hard.
Sorry, it's chilly in here.
No, it isn't. It's actually very warm. Look, he is right. This thing that you call a beanie, the Canadians call a toque. It is the winter snow cap.
But he never wore one before this year, and we've been around him during the winters.
Everybody wears.
No, he needed to borrow a beanie from me a few weeks ago, so he doesn't even have beanies.
Borrow a beanie.
First of all, it's like saying that he stole from you because he wears pants and shoes. It's something humans do.
I'm ripping him off, Ron.
Oh, are you?
No,
Okay.
that was sarcasm.
Hey, Kane. Adam raised a cane. Yeah.
$1 million.
$1 million to you, my friend.
So, my wife and I went to Spain in September, and she became basically addicted to this water called Vichy Catalan. And whenever you taste it, it almost tastes like you're sucking on pebbles, which doesn't sound like it would be good.
No, that does sound good to me. I like a nice mineral water like that.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I like a nice rocky
now I have
water.
to order it for her.
I might start and put rocks in my water instead of ice cubes. I like my water so fucking cold.
Yeah.
I mean, pain in the eye cold.
I will say that does make the temperature changes how delicious it is. Because sometimes just like a lukewarm, if you think that your water is cold, you drink it and it's lukewarm, might as well be pissed.
I heard in New York, you never want to drink the water warm. That there's stuff in there when it's warm.
Yeah.
And when you're cold, you don't get it. Now, I don't know whether it's anything more than a crazy old Italian fucking thing that I've heard. You know, that the Italians are saying it.
I've heard that my whole life. Don't drink the hot water. It has something to do with the rust, I think.
I don't know what it is. But
there's a sediment that comes out in the old pipes. If you're in a pre-war, there's a sediment.
Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Bennington.
Yeah.
So I think I'm like, if I go drink just normal water, it's mad, but like a good well water, like, you know, 'cause we kind of country, a good well water to me is just, I crave it. I mean, my wife doesn't see it. She argues with me tooth and nail, water's water, but I'm a firm believer well water's where it's at.
Now, the thing is, and I'm with you, I love well water, but the well water, it's just a pipe that goes down into the ground, right?
Yeah.
And catches this certain area that I think is something like a cave, for lack of a better fucking term. So you're literally just sucking that water up out. There's nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not something down there that's holding the water.
It's just a pool of water.
I think it's the minerally taste that I think I like about it.
I agree with you 100%. And it also comes out fucking freezing cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's coming from a part of the earth that the sunlight doesn't get to. And I don't know why, if it's coming down a reservoir, it's not fucking freezing cold. But everyone's like, oh, I couldn't drink well water. You're drinking 72 miles of pipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? 72 miles of pipe. You know there's some shitty stuff in there.
And most water is treated, right? I mean, you're like chemical.
Is it?
Added, you know, I
Yes.
think that they put like fluoride in the
Yeah,
water.
but is that something you want? Chlorine, fluoride, all that
Exactly.
shit? Or do you want naturally rocky cave water?
cave water if I have to choose.
Give me the cave water.
Okay, that's really good. Hey, Jules, what's up?
So I am an avid runner, and nothing tastes better except cold water after you put in 10 miles. I've lived in multiple states, and I can tell you, don't drink tap water. Core bottled water is where it's at. It's some of the best water I've ever had.
But do you know that it's killing the environment?
Well, yes, I do.
It's
I
choking
do.
dolphins. They throw those bottles right down the dolphins' gullets.
I'd rather not die from mineral or lead poisoning. It's okay. You know, it's a compromise, right?
Not really. I mean, if you,
okay.
if you look at it right now, it's the problem with this Earth of ours. You know, too many runners are throwing their fucking plastic into the ocean, and there's a thing in the ocean right now of trash.
Yeah.
That is bigger than Australia. Just a giant fucking trash heap flying around the ocean, and bodies are in it.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Jules, you know when water tastes best to me? After I've run 30 miles.
Well, there you go. Well, that's something for me to work up to then. Huh?
Yeah, keep trying. Keep trying. Don't give up hope. Thank you so much for calling, darling. Peace.
Yeah, have a good day.
I never understood people's problem with tap water. I've been pounding tap water in old plastic bottles my entire life. I'm fine.
You've been using old plastic bottles?
Yeah, like I'll buy like one like old.
Do you know that that's really bad for you?
What?
It's super bad for you.
It's super bad. I don't know. But yeah.
You can get like
You can't
weird
reuse that water.
sores, like cold sores and shit.
Yeah.
Like I had like for years when I was with my mom, I just had old bottles that I kept
It
forever.
might be
'Cause the
why you're
plas-
struggling with a weight problem.
I think that particular kind of plastic is going to start breaking down. Is
and
the
it's breaking
idea.
down in his system.
Yeah.
And causing diarrhea. You don't get diarrhea, do you?
Oh, multiple times
the
a week.
worst
Ron.
thing that you could do, and I'm not even making this up. Let me just say this. I know zero fact except for they'll tell you this on the news not to do it.
Should have cut the cord.
John in PA.
Hey, Ronnie. You know, I was thinking back when I was a kid, I used to drink the water right out of the hose and think it was delicious. And now, like, if you even think about the vinyl taste you get from that, it would make me sick.
Oh, I would love it. I would
Oh
love
yeah,
to
I
have it.
loved hose water.
Remember, like the first sip though, it would be too hot because the hose would be sitting out in the summer.
Yeah.
You just get hit in the mouth with fucking steam.
That was a crazy. In Florida, it was just like boiling water shooting into your mouth into freezing cold water.
Yeah, it would turn really cold really fast after that. But I remember my mom and my dad would fucking be so mad at me because I'd just be out drinking in the hose at our own back, fucking back door would open. Because I guess you could just really hear the hose being on in the whole house. I was like, what is
I
getting
was
a
out
drink?
with my dog yesterday, and she was just lapping up dirty mud water out of a pool in the ground.
That's
and dogs don't seem to care what the heck the water tastes like.
Dogs have got it fucking made. Just
Yeah.
made. All right, thanks, man. Here's Karen in Mass. Karen.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, so Ron, you were thinking of Legionnaire's disease.
Was that what that
You know
is? Because
how-
that came from Philly. It was like
Well,
dripping
it-
fucking AC units or something, right?
I don't know. It's just a bacteria that you have to boil out of water if you're going to drink it. And that's why they say never drink warm water.
I'm never gonna drink warm water, and I'm never gonna drink out of a fucking reusable fucking thing.
Old 2-year-old Poland Spring bottle.
Don't you notice you never see other people doing it like at work?
Now that you say that,
Yeah.
I guess that's why Nalgene bottles are so popular.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like his cabinet is just filled with old plastic bottles.
My
Like he
fridge
gets
was.
that out of the thing.
My fridge was
If
filled.
anyone knows why you can't do that, 844 Rock God. 844 Rock God. Karen, what can we do for you?
So I was going to say, have you ever been to San Francisco?
I have been there.
Me too.
Yeah, I call it the
The
city by the
water-
bay.
Oh, the water is fantastic. I was like, why does this water taste so different?
You
And
know
I guess
why,
they
right?
It's from the mountains or
No.
something? They pipe
Sourdough.
Oh, okay.
It's sourdough that they put in their water to make it delicious.
Yeah, try some of that.
Yeah. I always, they always say that New York water is great and all this shit. I don't know.
No, I've been to Virginia. When I went to Virginia, when I went to North Carolina, especially North Carolina, the water, there is a notable difference in the taste in the water.
Isn't that a typical New Yorker, what he's doing right now? His water is the best. Everyone else's fucking Virginia water is shit.
You know, been to New Orleans, the water, significantly different
I
as
said
well.
everything, what you're doing is fucking reverse racism. What you're doing is going down south to make it on your fucking green book and making fun of their water. And it's why, seriously, it's why there's always been a problem between Southern people and blacks. It has nothing to do with the way people treat the water. That's the only reason there was ever trouble down there. All right, thanks, Karen. Peace. Here's our friend Captain Stacy. Hey, Captain.
Hey, folks.
Hey.
I think the reason for they tell you not to reuse that is that plastic bottle actually has an expiration date on it when it's going to start decomposing.
Yeah, he's drinking decomposing fucking plastic.
Never thought that. I thought plastic was forever. That's why you like recycle it.
No.
Keep using old
No,
plastic.
You know what, Chris? Keep doing it. Do me a favor. Keep doing it till your fucking kidneys break down.
Only if I get to take a life insurance policy out on him. So, but driving between Tennessee and North Carolina through the mountains, you've got fissures in the rocks there, especially this time of year, where you've got natural springs that dump out.
Yeah,
and they are just. People will line up there with plastic jugs to collect that water. It is so
old
delicious.
plastic jugs? That
Ice-cold.
seems dangerous. Oh, by the way, Captain Stacy, Earl
Yes,
just
sir?
explained to us how North Carolina is the worst water ever.
Well, consider the source.
Yes, I do.
Of the water?
You know what?
Y'all
Why
have a good
Earl
day.
told me that the water is so bad down south?
Why's that?
Racism. Pure racism. That MAGA hat, he said, is just the new KKK hood. Somebody said that today, is why I repeated it.
It's Alyssa Milano. She made that quote.
Alyssa Milano, she made that quote, he said.
She
invented that. I'll tell you this, in San Francisco, we built that city on rock and roll. Thanks, Captain Stacy. Doesn't it always sound like a kid's program when I go, thanks, Captain Stacy. Tom, Michigan. Tom.
It's Todd. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think water is the baseline for flavor. I mean, you compare everything you drink to water, to plain water. So how could it be delicious? It's just, the baseline.
Well, wouldn't you consider milk the baseline?
I'm lactose intolerant, so I consider it acid.
Oh, you don't even think you were Jewish. Now,
I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, there's
The
nothing
water
I
here
can't.
tastes like you're drinking out of a swimming pool. I don't even consider Michigan water to be plain.
All right, baseline. Peace. So he's saying this is like 0.0. Water is just 0.0.
Yeah,
And then
I like
we
it.
decide.
And then it's like -1 would be
Yeah.
like something you kind of don't like.
Now, the funniest thing is if you don't drink Coke for a while, Coke tastes terrible. But then the second Coke will taste great. But the first one is bad. And you were telling me about a friend of yours from Japan who came here and tried one of our frosty liquids.
Oh yeah. So my friend had root beer for the first time, and she took a sip of it and immediately spit it into her hand and was going, "Why would you tease me? Why would you do that?" And we were going, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "That's disgusting. That's so gross." She says, "It tastes like dirt. Why would you drink dirt?" We were so fascinated by it. Then like a month or two later, she had a bunch of other friends come visit her from Japan, and we made them all try it, and one of them actually threw up. But then, and some of them were just screaming and laughing, like as though we were punking them. And they're like, "You don't really drink this." And we're like, "We swear." And then we were drinking it, and they're like, "No, don't do it." They were like, "How could you do this?" But they just thought it just tasted like disgusting dirt water, like a sweet, gross dirt water.
It's delicious.
It's so good. It's, I think, our best drink.
I don't think anyone calls it our best drink.
I think it's our best soft drink, and I'll stand by that.
Wow. I mean, I like a root beer every now and then.
No.
I mean, do you know how many
Root beer's
years
far
go
si-
by before I'll have a root beer?
I had one yesterday. It's
I know
really
you
cool.
did. And what was in it?
Ice cream.
Oh, hell yeah.
She had a root beer float. By the way, you said you were too busy to come.
Yeah, I had to, yeah.
And then Vito said he was too busy to come. But Earl didn't even look around.
What the fuck? I know Earl. What? What the fuck, Earl?
Earl went. What was he holding court about yesterday?
Music.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
But I'm like, why can't I get that Earl in the air? He's outgoing. He's fucking attacking different artists, you know? And Earl in the air is just like, I don't know. I'm like Black Rock Coalition. Everything is a plug with him instead of just being a person, you know? It'd be like you saying to me, Chris, like, ask me what my favorite TV show is.
What's your favorite TV show?
Well, Chris, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I am going to be at the Keswick Theater with Robert Kelly, Rich Voss, Jim Florentine, and that is March 8th, Keswick Theater in Glenside, Pennsylvania, keswicktheater.com for tickets. Are we running a promo for the Unmasked this week?
It's being built now.
No. So tomorrow's Thursday.
Yes.
And then the next day is Friday.
Yes.
So my commercial will be one day.
Later this evening, day and a half. 2
Have
days.
you, in the history of like advertising campaigns, has anything ever lasted a day and a half?
No.
Gail, you were putting a new system in place. And that system is not in place. Don't even bother fucking making something for a day and a half. That's not even worth it. Show me the campaign that we're running on the socials, as Earl calls it. He'll come and go like this every day. Can I get a picture for the socials? The socials. Let's go over here to Earl. Earl in Tampa.
Hey, what's up? Hey,
Thank God. I
guys.
thought it was Earl calling from the other room. It was going to drive me crazy if he asked anything about the socials.
You got a white Earl, you got a black Earl. It's really confusing.
It's great.
Hey, so my question is, can anyone in the studio, can you right now as an adult drink a ginger ale without being reminded of like some horrific stomach flu you had as a kid and your mom made you drink ginger ale?
Earl drinks ginger ale with every meal.
Drink it every day.
In many ways, it's his root beer.
That's just not true. You don't drink.
So delicious. Got to have the root beer.
You don't drink that much root beer. You're only saying that.
Just because I don't drink it frequently doesn't mean I don't love it.
Yes, you had it yesterday, but that's no reason to bring it up as America's soft drink flavor.
I love chocolate chip mint ice cream. I think it's the best flavor, but I don't eat it every day.
Yeah, because it's terrible. All right, Earl, what was the questionnaire you're going to pick up on? Oh,
Ginger
why do you
ale.
drink ginger ale every day? And do you like it better than ginger beer?
Definitely like it better than ginger beer. I don't like the after kick, but I drink it every day because I just enjoy the taste. It does
It's
settle.
It is actually refreshing.
It is, and it's soothing to the tummy.
I'm going to tell you something else. The Uncola 7-Up. You never see it anymore. People only use it as a mixer, but it's a refreshing drink.
I don't care for it. I don't like fake lemon.
You know what? Why don't you just drink your root beer until fucking hell freezes over?
Oh, I will. Believe me, I will. Got to have the root beer.
I'm really getting sick of the Adam Sandler. Earl, do you drink ginger ale because your belly hurts?
It used to when I had the ulcers.
You
that-
drank it on the toilet, I remember, back in NEW. He used to sit on the toilet and drink a gallon. Here's what he would always eat, because Dave would make fun of you for it. You would have just saltines and ginger ale.
Ginger,
every day.
yeah, that was the pulse ulcer thing where I couldn't eat really anything heavy foods. I was just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna eat the plainest food I can get my hands on, and that was saltines, unsalted saltines, and ginger ale. by the gallon.
I didn't even know they had unsalted saltines.
They're disgusting.
They're called saltines.
Yeah.
For a reason. Not unsalted. Yeah, what he called it?
Matzo.
So fucking funny. You just sat down and had matzo as if it was something delicious. I got to I gotta find this thing. Some trouble broke out yesterday, and Chris Stanley was at the heart of it.
I hate to hear that.
Let's see. Oh man, this thing is so far back here.
Hope it wasn't anything racist.
It was somebody saying something about you.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is where it ended up on the East Side Dave TV show.
Oh.
And he brought in Big A to deliver a speech about you. And Big A said, Chris hurt my feelings on Bennington, and that's hard to do because I have less feelings than Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. Pepper accused me of telling a big lie. So I'm accusing Pepper of having a big ass or being a big ass. One thing about Pepper I do like how round his tuna cock is, which Dave had to correct him to be tuna can cock. If you threw Pepper's dick off a boat, it would act like an anchor. The Titanic could have used that thing before it crashed into the ice pussy. Which again, Big A had to be told that it's iceberg, not ice pussy. You ever notice how Black Pepper's hair is? He's practically. Oh no, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
That turned into racism that I'm not a part of. Have you ever tried tickling Pepper? He giggles like I do when I'm dismembering my mailman. If Pepper keeps his bullshit up, I'm going to go medieval on his ass, which means I'll dress him up like a knight while I shove a lance into his dick hole. And then it just says, hey, Pepper, have you ever read Catcher in the Rye? I wish Pepper and I were roommates so he would have someone to blame when the cops discover the bodies in my backyard. Oh, he'll have somebody to blame. It's winter, the time of year I wish I could snowball Pepper and he could snowball me. You've never lived until you've had a story your jizz spit into your mouth. And after that, you went back on the Shizer list.
Oh, that sucks.
Because you have blocked his text.
Yeah, it totally blocked. And I don't know. I thought if you snowball someone, that means like you're into them.
Yeah, but I think if someone spits your jizz back in your mouth,
okay,
I don't think they're that into you.
Okay,
I think they're trying to.
They're using you.
In a way, that's cannibalism.
It is
in a strange way. So you blocked his text, huh?
Oh yeah,
and then Earl has blocked his text.
No, I blocked him on Twitter because all of the other the people who follow him would just bombard me with all these crazy Twitter texts.
Yeah, so block everybody but him.
No, but he's encouraging it. That's the thing.
Stop and be friends. Someone just wrote to me now that it was 10 years ago that fucking Earl left our show.
Wow. Has it been 10?
You were off the air for almost 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember, 2009.
Man, life has gone too fast for me. If somebody would have said, I would have said 7 months.
Yeah, everything's happened to me the last 2 years. I remember it was winter though when he left.
It was MLK week. It was right before MLK weekend.
All right, so was it right before the NBA break? Because I remember you had a basketball.
Yeah.
You said that you could win a slam dunk contest, and all he was doing was shooting foul shots. I'm like, Earl, you don't have it anymore, man.
That was after the game we played.
Do you feel like Chris fucking pushed you out? That's why you left?
No, not at all. I just had enough. I was just in a weird place.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one day you'll get back on the radio.
No, I'm back. I'm back with the best thing going today.
Woo. Woo. What's these papers for?
Live reading.
Is that all you care about, man?
It's one of the main things I care about.
I forgot. We got to get moving because you got your dish and you're being cut short right now. Well, what most people don't realize about working in radio is that it's hungry work. I mean it. And you know, cooking can seem like a chore, but that's where Hellofresh comes in.
They take the guesswork out of cooking by offering a wide-ranging menu with classics that we know and love, like Chipotle spice steak or gorgeous green sparrow bowl. The recipes you might not be as familiar with, courtesy of their gourmet menu, for just $6.99 per serving.
And they deliver it all to your doorstep, pre-measured, so all you have to do is follow the recipe. It could not be easier.
That's what makes HelloFresh America's #1 meal kit. For a total of $80 off, that's $20 off your first 4 boxes. Visit HelloFresh.com/Bennington and enter Bennington80. That's HelloFresh.com/Bennington.
Let's dish. Put on your headphones. Vito's got the news. Let's dish to the gossip they're saying on the radio.
This week's Dish segment is presented by Dish. Tuned into you. To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH or go to dish.com.
You know, you week after week, you've been bringing in lovely young ladies.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see who today's is.
Well, we have our loveliest young lady yet. It's the return of Cool Disco Dan.
Ladies.
Hey, Dan.
Thank you for the applause. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. I haven't seen you this year.
I know. I'm afraid to come down and just bother you some days.
You're always welcome. I love the office gossip, and you always tell us.
I spit fire.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear the sexiest podcast on iTunes, his podcast, The Plunge, is available on iTunes, and you could follow it on Twitter at @plunge_podcast.
What have you been plunging about lately?
So I got a new episode today. We're talking about Kamala Harris.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're talking about Fire Festival.
Oh boy.
We're talking about how 23andMe is bullshit.
Don't like it, huh?
No, well, it's these identical twins.
Yes.
Got
I heard one of them.
5 DNA, 5 DNA tests done, and the big, 23andMe was the biggest brand.
Oh,
and it said completely different DNA results, even though they know they're identical twins. So I think everybody's got to chill on these sites. Unless they're a sponsor, then I love them. Or if you want to sponsor The Plunge.
Now, The Plunge has to do with what? Why did you call it The Plunge?
I don't know. It was kind of just a quick name we thought of because we kind of recorded it without any real idea of what it was going to be. So I was like, okay, it'll just be we're going to it's The Investigation, but instead the plunge.
All right. The police are doing a plunge right now on a missing child, so it's all good.
Amber Alert?
Yes, I think it was Amber.
Do they not send me those anymore?
No, you don't have an iPhone, so they don't. Oh boy. Vito, what do you got for us? Plunge in.
My first plunge into the dish is Alec Baldwin has pled guilty.
Yes.
Over that parking
For
lot.
bad comedy.
His Trump is
Okay. That Deal or No Deal sketch.
Yeah.
Guys.
Embarrassing.
We got to do better. The hamburger, it's just, you can't just throw the 4 buzzwords of the week into a sketch.
Yes. The fact that we get the reference doesn't mean that it's good. Now, did you see the girl from, I guess she writes for them, and she said anyone who punched the magnetine, she'd give them a blowjob. And people are mad about it. But, I'm a right-wing guy, and I'll punch that kid if she gives me the blowjob. But she better give it to me, or else I'm punching her. But some people are very mad about that. But I just thought right away, it just makes me nice. You know what I mean? Like a nice thought.
I remember some porn stars that gave away blowjobs if the Heat won an NBA final, and then they delivered on it.
Good for them.
And they were giving out blowjobs. There was Sarah J. and I can't remember the other name, but it was an exciting.
Was it like a little raffle?
Yeah, if you're going to set this up for Dish, you should know the names. All right, let's move on.
Well,
So Alec Baldwin's giving out blowjobs?
No, Alec Baldwin's not giving out blowjobs.
Chris, please don't Google Sarah J. blowjobs.
Yeah, that's not safe for work.
Alec Baldwin has pled guilty, and he's agreed to take anger management classes over the part.
Man, reboot of that great Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, yes. Such a classic.
You know, Alec Baldwin blocks me on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and since then I've felt a real like animosity towards him
You have
personally.
every right to be. But let's give him till he gets done these anger management classes. Maybe he's going to learn to count backwards or whatever you have to do.
Woosah?
You think he's ever like a fist through the wall at the old Studio 8H?
100%. He's a guy who breaks stuff. Remember that time that a Yankee flew a fucking plane into a building?
Corey Lytle.
Yeah. Well, that's my neighborhood. So we all went over to see the building on fire and find out. And they were stopping you like a block out. And everyone was just like trying to get a good gander. And then Alec Baldwin showed up. And I guess he had a friend in that building. So he goes, I'm Alec Baldwin. I'm going to go to that building. You can't. And he was just fucking Rumpelstiltskin in the middle of the street.
I think him and Trump have an equally sort of like they both don't know how to walk right.
Right.
You know, they're both kind of like that doddering baby.
Yeah, big baby walk.
But it's it's endearing in its own way.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Next,
I love it.
My next dish is about Jared Goff, the Super Bowl quarterback. Well, to be Super Bowl quarterback.
No,
In a
he's the
week and a
Super
half.
Bowl.
You don't know what's going to happen in the next week. He could be executed.
You're not speaking for Sirius XM when you say that. We don't.
Yes, I'm
want
speaking for me.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to get hurt.
His girlfriend, he's allegedly dating Kristen Harper.
I mean, allegedly, he's not sure whether he is or not.
I'm not sure whether she is.
I'd say commit.
Officially.
Don't give
Yeah, I'm going to say that I haven't used this term in years. Brick shit house. That is a nice body.
So she's like a swimsuit model, and if he is actually dating her, and these aren't just rumors, he's killing it.
Wait, take it up. Look at she's rocking some gray hair. That's got to be dyed gray hair, right?
I don't know. That
You
would be
think
hard
she's
to dye
older?
it that way because, like, it's almost like strands. Each like
Maybe she got hit by lightning.
Maybe it's one of those Instagram things that makes you age up.
It's probably
Oh.
stress induced.
Can we find out how old she is? Well, she's quite the looker there.
Well, okay, she's
I
dating.
love her lips.
Yeah.
She has like perfect lips.
Stress would come from dating an NFL player. Look at what happened to the wife of O.J. Simpson.
She was killed. She was killed by a waiter, and then she killed him before she ultimately died.
That was a theory, right?
Yeah, it was my theory, and OJ picked up on it. What do you got?
She's 20 years old.
28?
20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Shit.
2-0?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, somebody's not getting a cocktail tonight, are they? You got to wait out in the car while Jeffrey has a few fucking drinks trying to forget about these Patriots. He actually came out and said, "There's no way we can win this game." He goes, "I'm just a fucking idiot kid." How many years? This is his third year in the league.
This is his, third.
Yeah, because his first year was Hard Knocks, right?
I watched the Hard Knocks, and this is how far he's come in 3 years. He did not know what direction the sun set. And they said, what direction is the sun set? He says it's different every night. Now, he lives in California. You'd think he would understand that thing drops in the Pacific Ocean, or Pacific Blue, as you kids call it.
Kylie Jenner
Here we go.
put up a picture. This is the only Kardashian story of the week. She put up a picture with her friend, and people on the internet are saying she's blackfishing. Now, blackfishing.
I don't even know what that means. Let's all try to guess.
Okay.
Well, it's when you imprison.
Catfish?
It's when you imprison a big orca in a SeaWorld.
Oh, I love that movie. It's so fun. Chris, do you know what blackfishing means?
Blackfishing, that would be you're dropping like black water dye into water, and you're trying to fish.
Why would they accuse of it?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It's like competitive fishing.
Blackfishing must mean when you're looking for a black guy.
No, you'd think.
Shit.
That's what I was going to say. It's like fishing for black compliments.
Earl, do you know what blackfishing
Kind
is?
of.
It's kind of a guess. I'm thinking she's trying to appeal to a black audience by trying to darken her skin tone.
Is she darkening her skin tone?
Yes, it is trying to appear to look black or African American. That's what blackfishing is. White girls.
That's cultural appropriation, and I do not go.
That might be.
it's
That's like above cultural appropriation, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
like,
it seems like it's in between cultural appropriation and blackface.
Yeah.
It's like they had to come up with a middle zone
Is this-
between those two.
I wanted to pick up an Asian girl, and I taped my eyes back. Is that a bad thing?
I guess that's Asian fishing.
That's
is it bad that I read this story and I thought that she was like black? I already thought like.
Well, she's an Arab, and you would probably consider that black. What is their background?
Armenian.
Turkeys.
Armenian.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jenner is though. Bruce or Caitlyn.
Oh yeah, they're completely white.
White. The white.
So this is her with her black friend and her biracial daughter. People are saying she looks the exact same skin tone as them.
Which one is she? Right there.
Yes.
She looks fantastic there, though.
She does.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's
That
what
baby's-
blackfishing is, I want to do it.
Then serve me up a pea.
I go with tombstone gray. Is that bad for skin color?
But do you think? I mean, I think she just looks kind of bronze. People have been bronzing for years now. I don't really see the issue with what she's doing.
Well, that's because you're not black.
I can't say.
That's the fucking problem.
White
Nothing-
privilege.
Yeah, nothing seems racist to me, but it doesn't make it so.
I always love when that happens. So someone's like, I, for one, don't find blackface offensive. It's like, interesting, white guy.
You know, the MAGA kid today, right, is like, I'm not prejudiced, and neither are any of my friends that were there. It's not up for you to say whether you're racist
Right.
or not.
So when you're doing
Yeah.
a tomahawk chop,
Right.
Dude,
Particularly to the guy.
you're right.
you saw the Today Show.
Yes.
clip.
I saw that today.
So, how much makeup did they cake on him? Because he's
He's actually black.
he looked like the fucking like Joker.
Well, he has
See his, what he looked like on there.
And seriously, like,
wait till they get a load of me.
A PR firm, paid for by his mom, like, couldn't like not make him look like a sociopath for like 2 minutes.
Why would his mom get off a PR firm? Here it is. Hey, if there was a misunderstanding, I completely apologize. First of all, this is a non-story. It's not fake news, but this is stuff that people in the past wouldn't have paid attention to. It would have been about the people there. And people blame the media, but the media just picks up on what the socials are doing. Am I using that correctly, Earl?
Yes, you are.
But the Native American man offered to like go to the school and talk to the boys. So just do that and it's
so
done.
boring.
I know. It's
I have to listen to a lecture from somebody.
You shouldn't have stared him down and tomahawk chopped him, and
He stood his ground. I
look
give him all
at
the
this
credit.
kid. Look at that makeup job.
First of all, he lives in fucking Wisconsin. So, hi, baby. You feel better now that you're with everybody, right? It's fun.
I don't see any makeup on this kid's face.
No.
It seems like he's a pale kid.
He's just red. He's just
A pale
flushed.
face
That's
is.
He's wearing quite a bit of rouge.
I feel like we're not getting the good stories. Am I right?
All right, I got some celebrity beefs. or
Okay,
feuds,
good. I love
you
the
know?
beef.
One,
Where's the beef?
It's right
Could be
here,
our
Ron.
thing. Yeah. We could do the old "Where's the beef?"
It's Cardi B versus Tommy Lauren. So Tommy Lauren tweets, "Looks like I Am Cardi B is the latest genius political mind to endorse the Democrats. Ha! Keep it up, guys. Hashtag MAGA 2020." Now, in replying to this, Cardi B simply said, "Leave me alone. I will dog walk you."
All right. Now, somebody help me out here. What does dog walk even mean?
If I had to guess what a dog walk is, I would guess you punch somebody in the back of the head, you get them on all fours, then you tie something around their head, and then you fucking kick them
But
and
you don't
make
know
them
this
crawl.
to be true.
Now, if I were to guess, I would imagine once on the ground, she would use her long white girl hair as a leash and drag her, thus dog walking her down the street.
Earl, do you happen to know what the term dog walk means?
I don't know what it is, but I think it's hilarious, and I just think that it means like I could keep you under wraps, like a
All right,
like
but
an
let's
actual
go
dog
the other
walk.
way, right? And let me play devil's advocate. Right?
I'm gonna take your souls.
If somebody would have said, "I'm going to dog walk Kamala Harris," you know what I mean? I think people would be offended. It just seems like Cardi B can get away with it, and it helps that we don't know what she means.
I also think the person is not Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? Like, Tommy's such a hateful person, and she's always like,
I really don't know her. This is
She's
the first
always
time I heard her name.
writing, like, she's always saying something
She
offensive
feuded-
to other people. She's, you know, she's like a.
She got into a thing with Trevor Noah, right? Trevor Noah and her. I think that was her first big.
No, but it was that
Or
kind
Charlemagne? Was it
of.
Charlemagne?
No, it was Trevor and her. Well, I think Charlemagne and her actually got into a big argument. Yeah. But Trevor and her had a kind of like kind interview, and then they had cupcakes after.
I thought dog walking someone was that you act like a dog and walk around them, like Cardi B would
growling?
get out all fours.
Get out of here, Tommy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought she meant. Also,
that's not true.
Now to what you said, if it was a different
Who's
term,
you? 'Cause we're on the radio.
to Ron, to what you said, if she said, I will curb stomp you, do you think it would have been as cute, or would have been like, oh, I know what a curb stomp is?
I don't know. We all know that it sounds like it's something violent.
But curb stomp is just like, that's a grotesque, like a bloody image. Dog walking is like she's being humiliated.
I agree. Like, she's her dog. It's funny.
But we don't know what dog walking is. Dog walking could be like Michael Vick dog walking.
I think she just made it
Look,
up.
I'm going to tell you something. Vic didn't walk those dogs.
I would love to see. I would love to see
Hey.
Tommy Lahren fight a bunch of pit bulls.
Hey, let's all bet money and go to Michael Vick's dog walking show.
I don't see the problem with it.
She's just trying to take everything off my desk. Yes. You smell good. Yes, we're trying. Go ahead.
So I have another celebrity. Where's the beef? And this is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, nice. You did it
Versus
right.
Aaron Sorkin. Now, Dan,
she wanted to dog walk him.
No, oh my God.
I think she'd dog walk him easily.
He actually dog walks in every scene. By the dog walk, dog talk.
I told Dan about this story before, and he said,
wait a minute. You're giving people stuff, but not me. Everyone else gets to know what Dan's writing great jokes.
and he said he talked about this on his podcast, and he would prefer to
Drop
plunge?
The plunge. New episode with this topic dropping later today.
Ooh, I'm gonna drop along with it.
She loves the plunge.
I guess.
Oh boy, that's
It's
scary.
the only thing that gets her to sleep.
Yeah. So go ahead. Why don't you?
And Dan told me he wanted to explain this.
Okay, great.
Can I read the Sorkin quote? Because it's just like coming from him, especially knowing like his like pedigree with like the kind of shows he writes, which is just like kind of politics porn and like whatever. So he said on Fareed Zakaria's CNN show, I really like the new crop of young people who were just elected to Congress. Now they need to stop acting like young people, okay? It's time to do that. I think there's a great opportunity here. Now more than ever.
She is
As a young person, this offends her.
For Democrats to be the non-stupid party, to point out the difference. This is not just about transgender bathrooms. That's a Republican talking point. They're trying to distract you that we haven't forgotten about the economic anxiety of the middle class, but we're going to be smart about this. We're not going to be mean about it.
What's a lion say? I have said this before. I'm literally on Sorkin's side, but guess what? It really is up to the young people. They want to stay, outsiders and bomb throwers. But I think you got to show that you want to run government. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a whole new way. I was wrong about Trump. Maybe I'm wrong about this.
I'm on the OC side because I feel like it's kind of similar to the idea of go slow. And I feel like we're not at that point anymore.
Yeah, I would get that, except for you have to have power and you have to know how government works. And one of Trump's biggest problems is he still acts like an outsider and he doesn't get the things passed. And you've got to go for it. The one person, like when Al Franken got elected, he goes, "You're not going to see me be funny for 8 years. I'm going to put my nose down and learn how this gig works." We don't need another person yelling from the inside. We need somebody fixing it.
Yeah, I guess I see her kind of doing that too, but she's also providing this public platform on like Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff where people can actually get a breakdown of sort of the bars being thrown and like whatever, is going on from someone who's like them, who doesn't, it isn't just like a rich person from, outside of, DC. And
I really got
there's value to that.
Truth. I don't give a fuck when anyone gets off Twitter. I really don't. I feel like a big part of this problem that we're in now is government acts like Twitter was important. I don't know.
All his tweets, they're going all into the presidential archives, every single thing he says.
That's why he got in trouble for deleting before. Because he deleted one that, I don't know, I think it was a typo situation or something. He tried to get rid of it.
The burger thing?
Yeah. Just like he can't get rid of this balled up paper.
It's
Remember the guy who has to like pick up all his papers?
He said he was going to dog walk Jeb Bush during the primary.
He pretty much did, unfortunately. I think I saw him do it.
My last political dish is Cory.
This doesn't even seem like it should be dish.
No, this is dish because it's.
We should be using dish to get away from the political stuff.
But this is gossip. This is poly gossip.
Is it about his new relationship?
No.
Oh.
It's not.
Who cares?
It's about Cory Booker. He's apparently told somebody that he was planning to run for president. I forgot what it was.
Everybody's running for president. Of course, Gordon.
I'm running.
Well, he said to somebody, "You only want me now that I'm about to run for president." And this was overheard by another person who's released it to
we
the
all
media.
know that he's running for president.
He's obviously going to do
everybody
it.
who's in the Democratic PS. Hey, is she a little warm, or am I just making that up?
I feel.
I just have my finger under her arm.
Could be just her underarm is warm.
Does she feel warm to you?
No, she's good. She just woke up from a nap too.
Oh yeah.
I feel like when he does get in there, he'll be like the first one out. Cory Booker.
Cory Booker over the top rope.
You think so?
There's no way.
I don't know. I think he has staying. I don't think he's going to be.
Watch her.
She's all right.
She's holding on to your foot. So Vito, come on, give us some stuff we can work with.
I have a new game for you guys. It's going to be called Who's Having a Baby?
Who said my baby?
No, who's having a baby?
You don't know who's having your baby?
There's been times I haven't.
Who's having a baby? What a lovely way to guess who's having a baby. Who's having a baby? An entertaining way to guess who's having a baby.
I'm not sure how I feel about that song. I feel like it's a little nutty.
That puts me in the mood to
Let me guess now. Cory Booker and his wife?
No, it's not Cory Booker. I'm going to give you guys a few clues one at a time, and then you're going to take a turn guessing
One at a time.
who's having a baby. This is this person's third child.
Is it Barack Hussein Obama?
That would be shocking.
It's not an Obama baby. She grew up.
No, we don't all guess?
No, you're getting
Okay, great.
She grew up in the press's eye.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Kourtney Kardashian is having her third child.
No. Now, Ron.
What?
She's the daughter of a former president.
Chelsea Clinton.
Yes, that's who's having a baby.
Now, she's already got 2 kids?
Yeah, she's had 2 kids. This is her third.
I didn't even know she had any.
I thought she was like 14.
Babies having babies.
If I could have thought of the name Amy Carter, I would have used that. Oh, well, that was fun. We're going to hear the big song again?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
Who's having a baby? What a lovely way to guess who's having a baby. Who's having a baby? An entertaining way to guess who's having a baby.
The lovely way is in this form of a guessing game.
Yeah. It's a lovely way to guess who's having a
I thought you
baby.
weren't taking this segment, seriously, but I guess you are. After I heard who's having a baby. Hey, Sean wants to tell us what dog walking somebody means. Sean, go ahead, buddy.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm from Canada. I was in the Canadian Army.
Great.
And when we didn't like somebody or someone kept fucking up, we do what we dog walk their pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that was, you put their pillow on the floor, and then you drop your pants and sit on it and drag your ass across the floor with their pillow like a dog does when its ass is itchy.
So you're saying that Cardi B is going to rub her ass all over Tommy?
Yes.
Or make Tommy rub her ass on the ground?
Why are you always so confused about what would be the bad thing?
Because I think that would be bad.
This is coming from the guy who said it's just walking around someone and barking at them.
And then you're going to get pissed off, Chris? All right, let's get back into this.
So Spotify is going to allow...
Wait, there was only one having a baby?
There's only one having a baby.
Yeah.
It's a slow baby week.
Someone gets pregnant again so I can hear that song.
So Spotify is going to allow users to mute and block artists. A year ago, they were actually going to eliminate artists from the platform who had history of domestic abuse or sexual abuse.
Right?
Yeah.
And who else do we own?
Pandora.
So why are we talking about Spotify? Just something to piss the bosses off?
No, just next story.
Well, I think it was is mainly in response to the R. Kelly controversy.
It sounds like they just want to block all black people. You know where I'm coming from, Merle? You picking up on this?
Yet again,
Yep.
denying the brothers.
Mm-hmm,
the
denying.
CBS isn't going to run a weed ad during the Super Bowl this year.
What other ads aren't they going to run?
Well, it was a PSA for legalizing weed to get people to start talking about legalizing weed, but CBS says the Super Bowl's above that, and they're not going to air the ad.
They're above it?
Yeah.
It's just, blend up a bunch of painkillers after the game.
Let's bounce.
Did everyone in the NFL smoke weed except for Brady?
I don't think they're allowed. They test for weed.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure.
The NBA all smokes weed.
Even in the legal states.
Yeah, you can. Yes, even in California, you can play for the Rams and still fucking lose money.
Football players do coke because it gets out of your body quicker.
It does?
Yeah, like a weed drug test is like 6 months.
It's the point where Vito tries to act like he's street.
That they do not do weed though. That's the point.
A couple callers want to know if they should switch to Spotify. Is that what Vito's trying to say?
I did not suggest anybody should switch to Spotify. And on Super Bowl Sunday, Chick-fil-A won't be open because
They're never open on Sunday.
Yeah, but the city petitioned for.
What city?
The city of Atlanta. They really wanted Chick-fil-A on this Sunday.
I fucking love Chick-fil-A, dude. Give it to us
All
on
right.
Sunday.
You order it on Saturday. You
freeze it?
You freeze it. You put it in the oven at 10 a.m.
Here's what I used to do in Florida. I used to buy them on Saturday and then sit in the parking lot on Sunday and sell them to people.
That's a good idea.
For people who watch the Netflix Fire documentary, there's a waitress near the end, a restaurant owner.
Oh, you spoiled it. I never knew when the waitress was going to
No, this
show
isn't
up.
a Gossip Girl situation.
Is it the one from Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, it's not that waitress.
She's behind Fire Festival.
No, she's not behind Fire Festival. So she said she
That's
lost
the twist.
She lost $50,000 of her
And
own
yet,
money.
Well, she was the owner.
She's owner of a restaurant. Yeah, I said a
She's not the
waitress.
waitress.
She's a restaurant owner.
She's probably served a few plates.
I mixed up the words. So she's the restaurant owner. She lost $50,000 of her life savings and started a GoFundMe.
Did she get into your ginger ale? She's going crazy.
She started a GoFundMe page, which has already reached over 168,000 since the documentary premiered. Now she's saying...
Now, by the way, not only do I now hate everybody who got ripped off at this thing, I now hate anybody who watched it and is giving a woman $168,000.
Well,
People were in fucking fires and fucking beat up.
Yeah, but she got scammed by this asshole, and they like took all her money.
Yes,
and it
that's
was
called being in business. I would have said to him, I'm not fucking doing business with you and your shitty fucking festival.
Well, Ja Rule apologized to her, but she said the apology wasn't enough, and if Ja Rule's really sorry, he should pay up $100,000.
To who?
To her. And
But you only lost 50.
She only lost 50, but she says...
You got 160. These people, these fucking fire people are being scammed for the second time.
I just put my lawyer hat on. You know,
please do.
I have a lot of expertise in the area. It's called emotional distress.
But I have
And
emotional-
Ja is responsible.
Let me tell you, I have emotional distress by these fucking dude bros talking about this documentary.
You got to watch it. There's a guy in it whose name is David, like M. David.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to tell you more?
And I'm not going to be part of racism.
No, he's white.
That's cultural appropriation.
I have some more dating news for you. Brad Pitt and Charlize Theron. That's a thing now.
How'd they make it work?
That was the bloodiest thing that you've said yet.
Who's dating?
I have to say, I don't,
Lovely way to guess who's dating.
folks, I don't know if this one's going to last. They're both pretty famous.
He's right. I give him 3 months.
That could maybe be the most attractive couple ever, right?
Too bad they're no longer in baby years.
She walked
I know.
by the studio. She walked by the studio once when I was here in the studio and saw her. And yeah, she's like she's probably
She's
the hottest. She's the
unbelievable.
hottest person I've
Yeah.
seen in these halls.
I remember the first time I saw her in a movie. I think it was 2 Days in the Valley. And I'm like, I'm staring at the most beautiful thing that's ever
Yeah,
existed.
she is like otherworldly.
I yelled it
beautiful.
out in the movie theater. I go, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll direct your eyes to the screen. This woman's absolutely stunning. Look at her.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah.
But Brad notoriously is kind of he's kind of loopy and out there, right?
Well, I don't feel like I know the guy, but there was that thing that no matter who Brad's dating, he ends up looking like. Did you ever see that
Yes,
online
that is
thing?
true.
Yeah, Bang might have that story, but
That's 100% true.
and then you know what Jennifer Aniston said, right?
What?
She goes, "Come on, we all look like him." And then she goes, "Because he's Brad motherfucking Pitt." And then she also said, I don't know whether this is urban myth, but he has 2 penises.
What?
Yeah.
No wonder he does so
okay,
well
the
for
Angelina
himself.
one is freaky.
I feel like he just immediately goes into a thing where it's like, we need to compliment each other. Let's have the same hair. Let's accessorize the same way. Let's be in the same lookbook, if you will.
That's what me and Chris do.
It works.
Shit.
Look at how he was like with Jennifer Aniston. He's like, I'm going to toss my hair too with these salty waves.
Man, he's really aged, huh?
Who's
See a lot
laughing
of
now, Brad?
See a lot of lines in that face.
Who's he with there in that picture?
I can't. There's no caption on it. I can't tell who that is.
That doesn't even look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, of course it looks like Brad Pitt.
That looks like Ryan Gosling with long hair.
It's Brad Pitt, dude.
That's not Brad Pitt.
Are you kidding? That's a very famous time period of Brad Pitt.
it's the
That's
90s.
Like what? Legends
California?
of the Fall?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, Legends.
Oh, that is the worst fucking movie. Have you watched that in the last couple of years?
That's the most beautiful that Brad Pitt's ever been.
Oh, Yeah, please. his
When he
beauty.
comes up and he puts water in his hat. And
It
he puts
hurt me
over
watching
his
that
body.
movie.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. That's a movie, Turn Down the Sound. I mean, it's a beautiful fucking... You're looking at Montana, wherever the hell they are.
How did it hurt you? By giving you such a big boner?
You know what? Just shake that fucker until you jizz it out. Then you're going to get the...
I'm gonna need new cargo shorts.
And now we're on our last dish.
Oh, no.
So let's dish, the last dish. Let's dish, the last dish. Let's dish, this last dish today.
This segment is presented to you by Dish. Tuned into you. To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH or go to dish.com. Now, this last dish, heads up, it is a spoiler for Celebrity Big Brother.
What is with you pausing in between every 2 words?
I want to emphasize that it's a spoiler. It's a spoiler for Celebrity Big Brother. If you don't want to hear this spoiler, just wait
That's
like
a courtesy.
10 seconds.
You can go on Spotify.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker, Vito.
I didn't bring up Spotify again. That was Dan who keeps wanting to go back to that. Now, one of the big marquee contestants from Celebrity Big Brother has left the game. They're no longer in the game. It hasn't been on one of the episodes yet.
A walk-off, not evicted.
Walk-off.
Yes.
Yes.
Scaramucci.
Yes. That was who it was. Now, when the live feeds went up last night, people heard the house guest saying, surprised his picture hasn't went gray. Some said he might have been a piece of some house guests said
It had.
He could have been.
The elders
I'm
say.
so mad because I made that fucking song for him.
What was that?
Scaramucci from the left-hand side. Scaramucci from the left-hand side.
Some of the house guests are saying that he was actually a mole in the game and might have been a plant by production. But if you look at all of the pre-show interviews and
No way.
yeah, because when they had
Julie would have said it.
Julie would have said it. The saboteur has been a thing in the game before.
Expect the unexpected, though, when it comes to Celebrity Big Brother.
All right, so can we just say experiment over? Celebrity Big Brother doesn't work.
No.
We had how many walk-offs last season?
We had
3?
we had the breast milk issue. We had Meta World Peace, who just didn't want to be there. And did we have one more?
Like a forced eviction. We were like, please just evict me. There was another walkout. I know it. There was like 3 at least.
It was terrible. And then this year, it's early in the game. But I think if it is something done by production, I do think that it's just a bit that they're doing where they're going to say he didn't last as long in this game as he did in the White House. I think it might just be a fucking, like, let's make fun of this and let's make a joke out of it.
Was it really? It was less. It was really less time.
He lasted 6 days in the Big Brother house. And if they're saying like, oh, he was a mole, I wouldn't be surprised if CBS was
doesn't
just
stick with stuff. That's just him. I had a sleepover one night. He called his mom like Bill Scaramucci from the left-hand side.
Scaramucci from the left-hand side.
He's disco Dan. Thank you for doing the show today. He's disco Dan.
And his podcast, The Plunge, is available on iTunes, and you could follow the podcast on Twitter at @plunge_podcast.
I'm going to be doing that. I can't wait. We'll be right back with Sam and Joe Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. Sam Morrell and Joe Mack are in studio.
Yeah.
Woo! Sam's performing at Gotham Comedy Club January 25th and 26th. GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. And he's performing at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles February 6th, and then at Helium in Philly February 7th through the 10th. SamMorrell.com for tickets and all of Sam's dates. And Joe Mackey, he's performing at Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York, January 31st through February 2nd. JoeMackey.com for tickets, and their podcast Killing Joe is available now.
Keeping Joe.
Keeping Joe. Not
Keeping Joe.
We should change the name. That's way better.
Available on iTunes and Riotcast.com.
Man, going to Buffalo in January. Who booked that for you, dude?
I happen to love my Buffalo fan base, and I will go there any time of year. I'm not like Sam, who darts off to Florida.
Yeah.
Joe, his hotel is he just slices open an animal like an Empire Strikes Back and just sleeps inside it.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
I'd make fun of him, but I think next month I'm in like Michigan and Appleton, Wisconsin. So I was like, what the hell is going on? Not just gonna be stuck on the runway the whole time.
Not doing stand-up, just a traveling salesman.
I'm on the Willie Loman tour.
On the spring training tour, where you're going down through all the Florida cities that run spring training games.
I'm done with Florida for a while. I'll do Tampa still, but after Naples broke my spirit.
Yeah.
I bombed every show in Naples, and then
smart crowds down there.
They were animals. They were animals. At one point, I on stage, I swear to God, I said, "So I'm a New York Jew," and someone goes, "No." I was like, "Yeah, that wasn't a question. It's my heritage." It was brutal. It was
there
a
was
brutal
also
bomb
a
weekend.
point where you said something about how old the town was, and you got maybe the oldest heckler I've ever heard in my life.
The guy was, I swear to God, he was at least 80. And he was there with his grandson. At one point, he goes, "Grandpa, please." It's the saddest shit I've ever seen. The grandpa was pissed drunk. So was the grandma. They just kept heckling me. At one point, he said, he said, "Well, you're still here." He was giving me like the cheesiest heckles, but they were like old towny heckles. I was like, "Fuck, that hurts a little bit." He's like, "You're still in Naples," and I was like, "Well, I'll be gone tomorrow." And I said something like, "And you're going to be gone in a casket soon." And he said, "He's like, well, you're going to have to put me there." And I said, "That's not how time works."
Just making friends.
Oh, brutal.
So, how does the club treat that when your weekend doesn't go well? Do they have an opinion?
Sam, you take this one. I haven't had that happen before.
Joe, they don't have owners at coffee houses. So anyway,
the people. Someone owns the coffee house.
I was trying to think of a line quickly.
It's not a
Doesn't
communist
matter.
coffee house, Sam.
State-owned coffee house.
Kim Jong Coffee House. So, the owner was not there. The owner is a guy named Captain Brian. He makes you call him Captain Brian.
Oh, wow.
He is. He doesn't have a ship. I don't think. He just likes the name.
Yeah.
I know because he made me do his Facebook Live show when we're driving around, and he said share it, and I was like, all right. And my mom called me. She's like, "Why do you look so miserable?"
Are you okay down there?
She's like, "That man was so strange."
Yeah.
So my agent sends me a package, and I'm expecting like some nice holiday gift.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, "Oh, she got me like a nice little holiday. Maybe it's like a signed Knicks poster or something." I open it. It's just an ad for Captain Brian's rum. He makes his own rum and vodka.
You know, there's another captain who makes rum already. And he's kind of famous. I don't know. You might want to go in a different way.
I guess no one had that talk with him.
Wait, is it Captain? Was Captain Brian first though? Captain Brian's
rum. Just him in a pirate costume. Hey.
May not be an actual captain.
I got to talk to him about his whiskey idea, Goodford Reserve. I don't know if that's going to go well, but yeah, it was a rough weekend.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
Now, you guys are always on the road now, though, right?
Always.
A lot.
Yeah. But then, what are the days that you're always back in New York? Because you don't stay out like 2-3 weeks at a time, right?
No, thank God. I think that's how like bands do it, I guess. But we're usually
we're
gone
usually
Thursday
here like
through Saturday or something.
Yeah, we're back Sunday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean,
you get together. This is when you do your podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're doing one tonight with Mateo Lane. We're pumped for it because he walked out of Cullen Quinn's show last night because he had to pee, and he's got such a great physique that it's noticeable when someone that attractive leaves.
That's why I didn't get up to go to the bathroom because I've been working out, and a lot of people have been asking me if I was sick because I've lost weight.
Is that a walking potato? What's
Now, Mateo is probably very aware that he had that faux pas, though, right?
Oh,
'Cause
he
he's
felt
a sensitive
horrible.
guy.
He was texting a few of us. We were all getting Mateo texts, and wow, Matt can even tell a joke. Why is she crying?
She's like, make the funny man talk more.
I guess it was weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, we had booked Lorna Luff, who is Judy Garland's daughter, to surprise Mateo when he came in.
Wow.
Right? And then the day before, he goes, "Oh, I can't make it in. I'm doing Seth Meyers or something." So I had to sit here with Judy Garland's daughter, who I had done zero prep on, because I thought Mateo would just be going crazy and I could have a smoke. And I'm just hearing this crazy shit. But Mateo was positive that I was mad at him. And what I'd say to people all the time, is Ron really mad? Is Ron upset with me?
He's a sensitive guy.
Yeah.
He is a sensitive guy. And he's also like, he pulls that shit where he's like, "I'm fat." And we're like,
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. You have an 8-pack. You can't say that shit out loud. People are mad at you when you say that shit out loud.
It's like me saying I'm not that funny. I mean, come on.
I used to he would post these shirtless pics on Instagram, and I would post like comments like, "Funny."
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what, Joe, I was talking to Esty, and she loves you. It was going crazy, and I go,
Esty's very sarcastic, though.
Yeah, and then I go, and then Sam, and she's like, "Who?" I go, "Sam."
Sam real, lots of poop jokes. Babies like that stuff.
Hey, Let's go over here to Jay. He's got a spy report.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? I got a spy report for you.
All right, go ahead.
Bert Kreischer has safely entered the United States after his Canadian leg of his world tour. I spotted him at a truck stop, which he has informed me that he's starting to hate. And good handshake, good hug, and really funny guy. But he's home.
You said you
He's
spotted
back.
him. He has his entire face on the side of the bus. The tour bus thing looks fun though, but it's weird when there's only 2 people on the bus.
It's weird when your face is painted on the side of the bus, and that's also the actual size of your face.
Yeah. Big J was touring with Attell back when he had his, Comedy Central show, and they would tour in a tour bus like that, and they would pull in a college town, and Jay said all the kids would just come running over and surround the bus, and Attell would be in the back smoking on. Should we go out there? What do we do? Just didn't matter at all to him.
Dude, I was with Attell in a diner the other night, and we walk outside. It's me, Attell, Nick Griffin, and Ian Fidance, and we just noticed his car is gone. And Attell's like, no, it's further up the block. And we're like, no, it was right here. It was definitely, he's very optimistic. He's like, no, it's further up. So we're walking. We're like, Dave, you look like your car's stolen. It's probably towed. And then Dave just turns around and goes, on Martin Luther King days of all days.
How dare they?
Yeah.
Her first word is an Attell joke. Easy.
Easy. Owls. All right, so we give him the horse one. Let's give him the horse one. I just laughed so much about how he just gently shoves his audience all around. Looks like you're ready for it, right? The owl joke. So funny.
Yeah, I ended up in a car with him way too late. Like, just being in a tow yard with Attell, he's got this huge bag.
Yeah.
He keeps making jokes about being a terrorist, and we're like, maybe keep that down. This is the police.
Were you at the tow one over on the river?
It was on like 12th Avenue and 30-something.
It's like this gigantic, weird,
huge.
floating dock.
It's really creepy.
Yeah, it's the fucking... And it just feels like, okay, there's going to be some kind of Iran-Contra Coke deal going on here. It just looks like something out of a weird movie.
It feels very Donnie Brasco, for sure. But super funny just watching him deal. Just staying positive, like... I'm such a whiner. I'm just watching him. There's a guy who's supposed to be getting him his car, and the guy's just passed out in the cop car. So some cops is yelling at this cop. We're like, this is New York, man. I love it.
That's the weird thing, is he has the $240 or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
It's never a big deal when you have the money.
True.
When you're young and you don't have it and they tow the car, you're like, just fucking keep it. The rest of my life doesn't work anymore. Like when they would turn your electric off for your phone, you're just like, okay, good. Staying in the dark for a while.
It's better this way.
You're not spending any money on new electricity that you don't have.
Remember
saving money.
Remember they used to have that thing on your phone where they'd have that voicemail, like the person didn't pay their bill. So so that was like your voicemail. Yeah. Tom McCaffrey used to have a great joke about it. Like he'd run into people and they'd be like, "What happened?" And he'd be like, "What happened? I don't have any fucking money. What do you think? What do you think?" They're like, "You're too cool. We had to turn your phone off."
Plug away, Christopher.
Sam Morril, he's performing at Gotham Comedy Club January 25th and 26th. GothamComedyClub.com for tickets. And he's performing at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles February 6th, and then at Helium in Philly February 7th through 10th. Go to sammorril.com for tickets and all of his dates. Joe Mackey, he's performing at Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York, January 31st through February 2nd. JoeMackey.com for tickets, and their podcast Keeping Joe is available now on iTunes and riotcast.com.
Not Killing Joe?
Not killing Joe. Not killing Joe. And I have a lot more dates too. Why does Sam get three? Why does Sam get 3 dates and I only get 1 date? Is it because Sam doesn't sell many tickets?
What's your updated thing? Let's get all the dates.
It's going to get all the dates. It needs to be updated.
Yeah. Kind of dropped the ball there, Chris.
just guess a Holiday Inn. Mackie will be performing there.
Chris, you're not into plugging anymore?
I love
Is it
plugging.
becoming a problem? I can hand it over to Earl.
No, I want everyone.
Earl, would you like to be plug guy?
Love to be plug guy.
He has a good voice.
Yeah, he does.
That is a great voice.
Hey, let's switch that over to Earl and see how he does.
All right, I'm going to send this to Earl.
Because he likes it. He likes to get all the plugs out there.
All right, so do I. I just, sometimes there's a lot of plugs.
Oh, so you just cut out, though?
I mean, we got to.
Are we gonna have a plug off?
Yes. You know what? Let's do a contest between these two guys, and whoever wins gets all the plugs.
Whoa!
Oh, I like
well
that.
worth it.
I love it.
Earl, is that well worth it?
Game on. Let's go.
I have it.
You have it, yes.
I don't see where I have it. I see Italian music, Baby Shark. When do we add anything down there?
Just to separate it.
My good idea.
Two comedians. Two frenemies. Two warriors. One contest. Prepare yourselves for the Sam versus Joe Trivia Challenge.
Winner gets all the plugs. You guys ready? All right.
Oh no!
Here's question number
Mackie
one.
knows a ton of obscure shit. I'm in trouble here.
You're in big trouble, Sam.
Let's see what happens. I mean, we'll try to even aim some of these at you if you like. Sam, you're a
love it.
basketball fan.
Okay, yeah.
All right. What is the State College Area High School's mascot?
The Little Lions.
The Little Lions.
Yes!
How the hell would I know that? He's from State College.
It's one of the greatest high schools in the country, Sam. Check your facts.
Name 2 out of the 3 places you can do open mics in State College, Pennsylvania.
Oh, come on.
The First and Webster's Bookstore.
Well, yes, that's perfect. 2.
Correct.
Of course this guy knows what to do open mics. He's still doing them.
Hey, that's not true. Mostly. That's mostly not true.
Who won season 8 of Last Comic Standing?
Rodman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You were getting shellacked.
I know who came in 4th that year.
Who were the guests on the December 6th, 2018 episode of The Tonight Show?
J.K. Simmons. Oh, no. And Aquaman.
What's his name? He's famous.
Jason Momoa.
That's it.
And one more guest.
J.K. Simmons?
Joe Mackey was also.
Mackey.
Yes.
I got 2 out of 3.
I got the last one. That's the one that counts. 4-0.
I can't believe I almost got that one.
And what is the name of the yearly festival held every summer in Central PA?
Central Pennsylvania Festival of the Arts.
Oh,
sweet!
I can't believe that.
You got smoked, Sam.
Yeah.
I almost got one of them.
I always thought that you were the trivia guy, but no.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. What's it called when you scrape the hair off your face because you're going out in public? It's shaving, Sam. It's shaving. Look into it.
I'm trying to figure out which one of these guys likes the baby more, and I think that's almost a tie.
I love the baby.
So
That baby
cute.
is really cute.
Not everybody is a baby person. Like Bobby Kelly and Joe List came in yesterday. Bobby Kelly, crazy about the baby. Joe List, glad to see the baby. How are you? You know what I mean? But just like you met an adult stranger.
I was kind of seeing a girl, and she was like telling me the next 2 years. She's like, I want a baby in the next 2 years, and that freaked me out. Though I like the commitment part of the baby terrifies me, but
Right.
the actual
part of
baby is adorable.
The baby part of the baby.
Well, that means that whole thing of being nervous about a baby means that you would make a good parent. The bad parent doesn't give a shit.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
True. A lot of seller comics who are bad parents.
I've noticed that. Actually, you're right. Is parents I know who are like really confident and always are saying that they're good at what they do. I'd never think so. But usually people are like, I'm fucking her up. I'm fucking her up. I know it.
I know.
I was at a Las Vegas buffet recently, and I was eavesdropping on these people next to me because they were wasting so much food, and it was driving me crazy. And the one lady told her, I assume it was her mom, I can't be like that with her. If I try to discipline her, she's 15. She'll leave, but she's a good girl. And I'm like, no, she's not a good girl if you discipline her and she leaves.
She quits the family.
Yeah.
At 15.
I never asked to be born.
Yeah, I don't think I can handle it for a while. I want to be on the road too. I want to be around, you know? That's one of the things you gotta be around.
And once Sam quits comedy, whole different story. So maybe another 6 months, you know?
How long do you plan on being on the road?
A while.
Yeah.
I like it. I still like it. I like doing long sets.
You want to get to that point where we can do those one-night theater gigs and then be back. It's those those Thursday through Sunday, Wednesday arrival, Monday flight home. Those get to you.
Hate the Wednesday arrival. Naples is a Wednesday arrival. Naples is dead to me.
You got to go back and try it one more time.
My opener in Naples was a killer. He was like a straight up murderer. He was like a Florida bounty hunter that was just sent to bury me. It was crazy. Every show, he was just yelling every punchline. I was like, I can't. I was getting like anxiety watching him. And it was a lot of like premises that they'd be on board with. He'd be like, young people suck. And I'd be like, yes, God damn it. Of course they love that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. We got to do something about these gators. Am I right? You can't golf anymore without a gator biting you.
Oh, that's another one. I got a couple heckles like, do the gator bit. I'm like, you think I'm going to win this crowd back with a gator eating a baby joke?
Do the gator bit.
Maybe you could try Naples, Italy. Maybe that would work.
My dad, I text my dad, I was like, I'm in Naples, and he goes, Italy? And I was like, no, obviously not. And if I say I'm in Athens, I'm in Georgia. I'm not going to good places.
Naples is oddly far away from everything.
It's awful.
It's just really far away.
Ugh.
Far away from Miami, far away from Tampa.
If Sam says he's in Paris, it's Texas. Sorry, it took me a long time to come up with that one. That was really late.
You'll have another one in 2 minutes. It's brutal. And that was the only bright part is people yelling out, do the gator bit. And I was like, I didn't think that bit was going to be my freed bird, unfortunately, but
that is so fucking do the gator bit. Do it up.
Brutal.
There was at my hotel near Tampa, there was a sign that said like, watch out, alligators in swamp. And I'm like, that's it?
That's the whole thing.
Like, I'm supposed to watch out for alligators?
I think I'm going to do like a sidestep, a hesitation and a spin.
It's like, those deer are watching out when they're getting a drink, but it doesn't matter.
I've even been noticing like Tampa is just letting roosters walk around anywhere they want. Yeah, what is that about?
It's like pythons on the sidewalk. You have to wait for them to cross.
Key West was always that way, where they would just have like roosters walking around and wild cats.
Those five-toed cats.
Yeah, there's five. Yeah, they were Hemingways
or six.
Six toes. Yeah,
I don't know how many toes does a cat have regularly? 5?
And everything that has a toe has 5. They wouldn't.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so then it's the extra.
Sloth has 3 toes. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, it's like a lot of places, like even New Orleans. You'll be walking around. It's like New Orleans, and you go a few miles away. There's just chickens walking around,
right?
And you're like, this is such a change.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. You would think like if it was your chicken, you'd want to keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
they don't care about these chickens.
Yeah. There's gators there too.
Yeah. She almost looked like she was going to stand up and walk away.
She wants to.
This baby is going to have the gift of gab, though.
Oh, yeah,
just hearing YouTube broadcasting personalities all day.
But she also has a podcast, and it's not good.
I know. We're this close to being like, you need to do my baby's podcast. You're going to have to carry it a little bit. She doesn't talk a lot, but...
Dude,
Bring your keys.
Yeah. Just shake it up. Great show. When you pulled the keys out, I just couldn't take my eyes off them.
Podcasting for babies. We talk about the issues that concern babies. How gross are carrots?
The Babies Podcasting Network.
Yeah,
Today.
that on a drop. She just hit it. And then she'll give it a she'll have another drop. Just a cute baby giggle.
All right, we're wrapping up. It's my bedtime.
Just leaving well, that's it for then. I just hit Baby Shark.
It is funny to watch the things that babies like really like. I took my niece to the new Wreck-It Ralph movie.
Yeah,
and she's like, so it's like a scary movie. There's parts where I was like, this is a lot for a kid.
Yeah,
And she turns to me at one point. She's like, is it going to be okay? And I'm like, I don't know. You picked the movie. It could end horribly.
I don't even think Wreck-It Ralph is going to die.
You should have just
seemed that way.
He didn't die, but he got AIDS. It was pretty rough. It was.
You should have just said yes. It's going to be okay. It's a Wreck-It Ralph cartoon.
Do you remember the first movie that you saw, like going as a little kid? Going to the movies?
Disney movie was probably like Lion King or something like that. I don't know. What happened?
I remember thinking, like, when the lights went down, I'm like, this is fucking nuts. You know what I mean? I'd never watched a movie in the dark before. It wasn't a pleasant feeling to me. What about you, Gil?
legitimately, the first time I can remember being in a movie theater and remembering what that movie was Point Break.
Oh my God,
Johnny Utah.
Yeah, Bad Dad.
Literally the first time I can remember being in a movie theater.
Yeah, it never occurred to me that kids couldn't handle movies.
That's the type of dad I would be though. I'm like, I want to see this, so we're gonna see. You don't want to see Roma?
John Wick 3?
Yeah.
Dude, John Wick is a creepy movie to see in theaters though, because I took my ex to see John Wick 2 in Times Square at a late showing because I get out late. So I'm like, can we just please see it? So many creepy dudes in trench coats. I was like, I'm gonna get shot. We moved 3 times throughout the showing.
You know, my trench coat keeps me warm. All right.
And it's fun to jizz in. No, that's I did not know that had a weird following.
It's a very good movie. I love John Wick, but I'm just saying it's one I kind of want to see, and it's a movie you want to see in theaters too because it's badass. But I don't know.
I think I don't know what he's done to his face though.
What
There's
happened?
Something about Keanu's face. That he's just looking more and more like a cigar store Indian, more than anything else. It's just really hard now.
And his hairstyle also lends itself to that look.
Yeah, well, that dye doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nothing. Don't have face stuff, and that real black Elvis dye job always looks bad.
Yeah, that's weird that he's a hitman, but he still has time to dye his hair.
Yeah, and worries about it.
There's nothing. I mean, look, you still gotta. You still want to look good for the other hit women.
Hey, do you know who looks good? John Wick. Honestly, fantastic.
You never know when a hit lady's going to do.
Oh.
What was her name? Perkins or the hit lady in John Wick?
John Wick 2. Oh my God, I love the bad girl in the first one, the one that just turns on everyone and they get her in the end.
The black-haired lady? I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
So hot that a woman's that toxic.
And then the next one is the hot black chick from the 90s.
Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Swordfish?
Yeah.
That was a big deal when she showed her boobs in Swordfish.
Yeah, it was. They had to pay her extra money. She got like an extra $50,000.
That's it?
Yeah.
Those boobs are worth more than $50,000 in the canon of things.
Right. What would you pay?
I mean, not me personally, but from the studio, I'm dropping. I drop a mil.
A mil.
Yeah, if you have studio money and you get, you don't think you're making a mil back off that? Plus, you get the prestige of her boobs.
Was that the one where she had sex with Billy Bob Thornton?
No, that was Monsters Ball.
No, that was a great one though.
Yeah, that's going to cost at least a few million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was a racist until he met her. Then he put his dad in his home. Just his racist dad. Just dropped him off. Didn't even fucking talk about it.
That's a very valuable lesson that story tells.
Yeah.
That casting got weirder and weirder. It's like, Halle Berry, cool. Billy Bob Thornton, okay. Puff Daddy, huh?
It's a good thing she wasn't racist.
Joe Mackey and Sam Morril are in studio. Joe's performing at Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York, January 31st through February 2nd. Then he'll be at Mojo's Comedy Cellar, Youngstown, Ohio, February 8th and 9th. Then the Funny Bone in St. Louis, February 21st through the 24th. And Helium in Philly, March 7th through the 9th. And then March 11th through the 17th will be in the Comedy Cellar in Las Vegas.
This is rough.
And Sam Morril, he's
Anheuser-Busch ready, St. Louis.
Sam's at Gotham, who cares?
January 25th and the 26th, GothamComedyClub.com.
I can't wait, man. Tickets going quickly. Get on those. Except for that midnight show. That one's going slowly. I can't believe they're making me do a midnight show on Saturday. It hurts.
Buy tickets to that midnight show. John Wick's not going to be out yet. Trench coat, guys.
So that's your third show that night?
It's going to be rough.
So you're going to do 2 great shows, have a ball, big, beautiful room, and then be like, oh, shit.
Then I'm going to start phoning it in and getting drunk and really just put a damper on the whole weekend.
You'll be like, did I already do this bit? I can't remember.
Oh, we've all been there.
Mackie once repeated a joke twice and then just decided to repeat it a third time just to get the laugh back.
It sounds like you already told that joke twice. And I'm like, it was a good joke. Oh boy.
Yeah, the 3 show on a weekend it breaks you. They don't understand. I'm like, dude, it's because it's one thing if you just have like a regimented set and it's like this joke then this, but like if you want to be loose, that kills you.
The only place that's actually decent is Tampa because the first show's at 6. So that late show's not too bad. You're just a little tired, but it's not.
No, we got Bobby Jewell there, who's really just wearing you down. Bobby Jewell, oh my God, just nonstop piss drunk. Like walks in walks into the. By the way, my first night there, I met a girl the first night there. So I'm texting with her, and he gets me a shot and a beer. He's like 58, and he still drinks like a bottle of whiskey like in 2 hours. It's ridiculous. And then you think he's going to be down the next day, but he's up somehow. And he's just like, you fucking pussy. He gets in my face, you fucking pussy. You're going to leave me for a girl? And I'm like, I met a girl. He's like, I remember when we used to get drunk till 3 a.m. just shooting J-Mo. I was like, yeah, I was 24, dude. Right. Like, I can't do this. You're making me do 3 shows tomorrow. And he's like, you fuck. He got in my face and goes, I leave pieces of shit like you in the dirt.
But here's the thing. Maybe in high school, you can get called a pussy for going off with a girl, but that's it. That's the end of that. You can't be an adult. I thought it was great that they used Bobby Jewell in the hey, would you bring Louis C.K. back when they were asking all the things there? I'm like, oh, finally, we get to a yes. We don't even need to read it.
Yeah, Bobby is a walking Me Too. Are you kidding me? You think that guy's... I don't know that for sure. It was a joke. You'd say
You
things.
do, yeah. I really like that club.
I love Side Splitters. It's a great time. I think Tampa's, like, the people are good there. I love it.
What a 6 o'clock show.
It's actually surprisingly one of the best shows of the weekend. I don't know why. It always is good.
They start early in Tampa, so it's about right.
Well, they end early.
Yeah, they end early too.
I've had so many drunken nights. Bobby just walks in. This guy's got a hairpiece, a pinky ring. He wears like a polo shirt that always has a sports logo on it. He's like, he dresses like Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men. And he just walks in. He just walked in. I remember Dina Hashem is opening for me. Dina's super funny. And I was like, oh, she's a Muslim woman. She's going to hear some jokes about that. she ends up loving Bobby. She's like sad he's not there the last night. Bobby just walks in at 11, pissed drunk with some barfly that he met at the bar next door, some woman, and he just walks in and just poses like this, and everyone's like, "Fuck, he's back."
But that Charlie Sheen look is the look of Florida, isn't it? It's just like really, there's no socks, no matter what the shoes are, doesn't matter, and it is probably the only place that you can see people wearing a jacket with no shirt. Just walking around like this, you know what I mean? Hey, I just left the house. Yeah, just a suit jacket. That's
great.
No shirt at all.
It's a disposable income Florida uniform for sure. And
Yeah.
he really I went to his house, Bobby's. It's a staged home.
Yeah.
Like the way, when they show it to buy he didn't change anything. He was like, just leave it the way it
Yeah.
is. So it looks really nice, but I didn't put it together. Dina's like, this is a stage.
But it doesn't feel like a human lives there yet. No one is. There's nothing that of him.
But he's so three-dimensional in the way that like he makes us this amazing steak dinner. He invites us over, he brings out wine, he makes like broccoli and cheese, a nice salad, baked potato. And then I'm like, wow, Bobby, this is so lovely. And then of course he shows up hammered later that night and he's like, I fucking cooked you a steak, you piece of shit. I'm just like, hey, you don't keep getting to bring that up. You either do it or you don't.
Every sentence ends with "you pussy, you piece of shit."
He's a classic abusive drunk. You piece of shit.
I made you my green bean casserole.
He's not an ex-wife.
Yellow belly. Cartoon drunkenness. He really has got that abusive, and then of course he's like, you fucking pussy, you liberal Jew pussy, and then at the end of the weekend he's like, get in here, buddy. give Uncle Bobby a hug.
Build that wall. Speaking of which, I did the Unmasked with Schubert.
Jimmy Schubert?
Yeah.
Love Jimmy.
And he actually, this is going to be like just a spoiler, where he says, I'm fiscally what is conservative, but socially liberal. And I go, no, you're not. there hasn't been anyone who ever says that statement that will then vote Democrat. You know what I mean? They act like they're equal on each side, but they always vote Republican. But his special that he did himself, fucking hilarious.
He's a great comic.
And just swinging for the fences every joke.
Oh, he's a tour de force.
Yeah, he is.
We did a gig once years ago in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was one of the worst days of my life. I remember travel wise.
A lot of your stand up stories start like that.
No, just like the travel. No, because I was young in comedy and I was very stupid, and I booked a gig on Cheapo Air. That's the actual name. You can fact check that. It's like not Kayak. It's not Expedia. It's Cheapo Air. Okay, so it was a connect flight, but on different airlines. So you really are chancing it. And of course, no shit, it doesn't work out. Neither airlines have accountability. I had to buy a new ticket at Delta on the spot, $586.
Jeez.
You should have booked on Cheapo Air for that next one.
I'm connecting in Alaska from Michigan. This doesn't make much sense. But and then anyway, the guy at the Delta counter is legitimately just laughing in my face. I just remember I look at you piece of shit. You piece of shit.
I just bought that ticket off.
The connecting flight is a bus.
But I remember I get to Grand Rapids, I go on, I do okay. Jimmy Schubert goes on and eviscerates. He just eviscerates, and it was just funny and enjoyable. And we go, and I just met him, and he's like classic comic where he just opens up to me out of the gate, like everything out of his mouth. He's like, I just had a breakup. I hate that bitch. And a second later, be like, I love her so much. And be like, I bought her son an iPad. And then be like, I hate her. And then be like, it was back and forth. And then he'd be down. He'd be like, I'm a hack. And then he'd be like, I just killed a corporate gig. Standing ovation. Why? Because I fucking kill. That's why. And I was like, this guy's out of his mind. But I love him.
He's fiscally conservative though. Can you do cocaine and still be fiscally conservative?
Yes, well, he was in the green room, and he's like, we do need to build a wall to stop all the drugs from coming in here. And I go, Schubert, it's me. Do you remember how much coke we did together? And the truth is that I brought it up, and right before he came out, he goes like this, yeah, I'm nervous about this. You know where the bodies are buried. I don't want to fucking walk out there. But back in the old days, we'd be enjoying ourselves, having a little fucking night of coke. It would just be, you young comics, you never did coke. Everyone did coke before. But he would just be sitting with his eye at the fucking peephole all night long, just looking out, right? And one night, he's finally, and this happened like every night where I was just checking. And one night, he goes like that, it's Appleloff's girlfriend. I go, let her in. Here's the payoff we've been waiting for. Someone comes to our door that we know.
That is hilarious.
He would have a fucking red thing all red on his eye. You'd see him the next day.
Why don't you just wait till they knock, then look through the peephole?
He was looking out for everything.
That is a paranoid druggie. That's hilarious.
He was walking the perimeter.
Really funny.
I like to say that was our Vietnam.
That was like, dude, he really is like a killer on stage.
He is. He's a fucking killer. And he was with Kinnison years ago, and out when he was a kid, he was out with the Outlaws, and all those fucking guys were great. Fucking Carl LeBeau may be the funniest fucking person alive.
Yeah.
Alive, and he only would open for Sam. That's all he did.
I know. I've heard a lot of stories. I mean, that's a guy Bobby Jewell loves. So I've heard a lot of Carl LeBeau stories, but it sounds like he was just crazy talented.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Like characters and stuff too.
He's still going, right? He's still working.
He's still going. And
I had to have a hot dog, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to have another hot dog.
Yeah.
But I wasn't done there. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I have a lot of errands to run, but I'm going to take a nap. And then I wake up and I just make it to the show. Just bombs every time.
Place is going crazy. I have seen you at New Joke Night where you work with the notebook open. And he'll fucking crush with it. I go, this is literally impossible to stand there with a notebook open, reading this to them, and they're fucking going nuts for it.
They have no idea what to make. They have no idea what to make of what's happening.
Yeah.
But
that show has changed comedy in New York. It's so helpful. I love that show.
Do you get mad when you see somebody doing stuff?
Oh, it's infuriating.
I get
yes.
a little annoyed. Yeah, I follow people who are definitely like, but I don't get mad if they're doing like if they're working out like a late night set or something.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
fine because you
That's
got to work it out. But if it's like if they're just playing the hits, or it's new joke night. It's
Right.
like seeing a guy at an open mic who would just keep doing the same material, and it's ultimately to their detriment. But I still like I got to follow your polished shit with my
right.
It's a little rough.
They think we're very attractive idiots. Now, the thing that drives me crazy too is people like open with an old one, and I'm like, no, I want to see if these jokes work
Right.
in a bad situation. Like, I'm only hurting myself.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing is when Will just starts to talk to you after your set, and there's just something about it.
Oh, and it's always something that that's got no possibility for any riffing. Like, so Sam, if you ever date a black girl, and I'm like, I haven't. He's like, you racist? I'm like, God damn it, dude. What am I supposed to do with that shit?
That's when I came in. I'm like, answer the question, Sam.
Dude, I was on the road with Will, and we were opening for Aziz, and we're in the car. And Will walks everywhere. He just will like walk.
Right.
I was with him and he's like, let's walk. I'm like, it's like 2 miles of clunky roads. We have rolly backs. He's like, let's just walk. I was like, fine. So then in the car I go, Will, is there anywhere you won't walk like guerrilla warfare style? And he goes, you calling me a gorilla? And there's a black driver. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. What are you doing?
Dude, it wasn't that long ago I found out that Will wasn't from Haiti.
I know.
How do you live in Brooklyn and have a Haitian accent?
He doesn't know how to speak.
Yeah.
It's a problem. You speak for a living and you haven't figured it out?
Yeah. I love when he'll do one of those things and it'll go awkward, and then he'll just let the audience let him feel bad. You know what I mean? Like some people won't play with him and he'll just go like this. Just sit at the chair. It's really
He doesn't try to hide it, which is fun.
No, it's really,
He
really
really is
sweet.
a good host. I mean, he really does. He's super likable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just great.
I mean, he's a nightmare to be on the road with, but he is.
I can't imagine.
I mean, he just It's funny because it's like my older brother would do. You know when an older brother will like poke you under the table and then you're like "fuck you" and then you get in trouble.
Right.
He does that shit, but like Aziz is the dad. You know?
Yeah.
So he'll just like fuck. He'll just Phil Hanley was so happy when I came on the road with him because apparently Phil had to stay in a condo with him, and Will just turns the heat up to 87. He's like, I like it hot. Will wakes up in a cold sweat at 6 a.m. He just texts me, he goes, I fucking hate Will.
You ever been around him when he's having food and always be like, and he'll be like, Ron, do you want some grains? I go, no, man. I want food.
You don't want some
Actual
chia seed
food.
pudding?
Yeah.
Did you want some raw beans? No, I don't.
He always shows that picture of how he used to be fat, and I'm like, dude, you weren't fat.
Yeah, right.
You were like 30 pounds heavier, and it was mostly muscle.
His fat is thinner than I am now.
Yeah. That's him when he was like, I couldn't breathe. He's always like telling that story.
What must he think of me?
All right, guys, we're wrapping this up today.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Joe Mackey.
Make sure you really get all the dates out.
I'm going to make sure. Joe Mackey, he's performing at Helium Comedy Club in Buffalo, New York, January 31st through February 2nd. Then he'll be at Mojo's Comedy Cellar in Youngstown, Ohio. That's February 8th to the 9th.
Why is she crying at Mackey's date?
Because I'm not going to be in the city.
A lot more. And then February 21st to the 24th, Joe will be in the Funny Bone in St. Louis. March 7th through the 9th at Helium in Philly. March 11th through the 17th at the Comedy Cellar in Las Vegas. And April 4th through the 6th at Good Nights in Raleigh, North Carolina. For all those dates, go to joemackey.com. And Sam Morrell, he's performing at Gotham Comedy Club January 25th and 26th. GothamComedyClub.com for tickets.
3 shows on Saturday.
Yeah. And then, it's a midnight show. And Sam's performing at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, February 6th.
With Joe List. That's going to be crazy fun. Small room. The tickets are going fast. They just got the text. Okay, it's only 70 seats.
And then they'll be at Helium in Philly, February 7th through the 10th. SamMorrell.com for tickets and all of Sam's dates.
Can I give a quick shout out and condolences to Kevin Barnett, a really nice guy.
And a really talented guy.
Really talented guy.
Really was going. Already was incredible. If you look at his. It's such a testament to Kevin that like he was so successful, and you don't even think him as successful as he was because he was so humble. But he never was a braggart. But like Broad City, he wrote for the Carmichael Show. He wrote a movie that is getting made. I mean, he co-head writer for the Lil Rel Show with Josh Rabinowitz.
Sure.
So if you know Josh, they were writing partners. So Josh Rabinowitz is also a great comic and writer. But
unique and funny and really kind guy and thoughts and prayers to his family.
His joke about, I always loved his joke about how being black has limited his Halloween options. He's like, just once I want to go as Wolverine and not black Wolverine. he said he got the costume and it had the white knuckles on it. So it's like, either I have to go in black knuckle face or I have to go as white hands Wolverine. I mean, he had so many funny bits, and stand up wasn't even his primary focus. And he was also like a dude I did open mics with, and we
came up with him.
Is that the first time you lost somebody from your class like
yeah,
that?
it really hurt. Like I felt it yesterday, and like it you see all the posts and outpourings of love. He was not someone who was a drug addict. It was, that's why it was so shocking. It was sounds like it was just an accident. It could happen to anyone, so be fucking careful. But truly, I've never heard anyone say a bad word about him.
And
which is near impossible.
Yeah, and you're right. Mexico gets weird. People are like, "Hey, we're down here," you know, and you just don't act the way that you normally were. You don't take the same precautions. All kinds of shit.
He was so loved in the scene. Like I even remember Mike's. I remember he would just always be funny. Like always. I remember like we used to swap feature, or on the road we would swap bookers emails because we were both featuring for a while, to try to get work. And he was always generous. He was always kind, and he was a comic. So it hurts.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time, buddies.
All right, thanks for having us, man.